All right, and welcome back, you guys. We should be live here. So let me double check. We should be live. Should be live right here on kick.com. So we are covering, of course, the world championship match between Ding Liren and Jan Nepomniachtchi. So that's what we have going on. I think everybody is here watching. Yeah, now we're live. Okay, so now we are live. Good. So let me pause the video player, and we are going to be starting with our coverage of the match. I will turn on the second cam in a second. We should have the second cam. Let me adjust the scene. But we will be covering game number 4. Yo, how's it going? How's everybody doing? Yeah, we're covering game number 4. We are live right away, of course, because both players are not at the board yet. We only have one player at the board, which of course would be Ding Liren. So here we go. All right. So game number 4 going to be starting momentarily. Ding to win today. You heard it here first. Like I said, there are 3 options that I expect. I'm going to change my dad shirt. Oh, I'm just wearing this shirt just because. Good morning from Romania. Ciao, saluti dall'Italia. Sei un grande, grazie mille. Anyway, yeah, my predictions are we're going to get one of 3 things. We're going to get a Nimzo Indian. We're going to get this. We're going to get a Rogozin variation, or we're gonna get an English opening with 1 C4, and probably Jan will reply with 1 E5. Those are my 3 best suggestions. I don't know what else there is. Nepo Salt Nimzo Indian, of course, is actually the one thing that makes me think it's not going to be a Nimzo Indian is that yesterday Nepo was willing to go into the Nimzo Indian. So the fact that Nepo was willing to go into it makes me think that most likely we won't get that from Ding, but I don't know what Ding can do. Catalan is possible, but the problem with the Catalan is that for the entire last match against Magnus Carlsen, the world champion, we got the Catalan played. So because we got the Catalan played last world championship, I mean, it's hard to believe that this isn't going to happen. Are there any chess betting websites? Not going to answer that question really. I mean, there are a few in Europe, US not so much. But anyway, here we go. So, all right. We're waiting for move number 1. Let's see. We don't have any moves yet, but we are going to be starting very, very soon. As I said before, this is game number 4 of the match. We're going to have a rest day after this game. Very important game for Ding Liren. He was able to steady the ship yesterday, make a draw in game number 3. First game where it felt like he was pretty steady from start to finish. So this is going to be a big game, and let's see what he comes up with. Salam from Baku, Azerbaijan. Hope you're doing well. I guess the last match opening moves, I'm guessing, I would say actually more I think it's like 90% we're going to get D4 C4. I mean, it's theoretically possible that we'll get one E4, but I don't really see it. So I doubt it, but who knows? Who knows? Okay, here we go. There we go. All right. So it's going to be starting very, very soon. Drum roll. But yeah, I think we're going to get D4. I think D4. Okay, I'm wrong. It is C4. So it is in English. So I was close. I said it was one of 3 things. I said it was either going to be a Nimzo, an English, or a Rogozin. So it was one of the 3 that I suspected. Okay, now we get C4, knight F6, pretty standard. Now will Ding play knight C3, knight F3? What will he do? Yeah. Mike from chess.com with the first move. Indeed. Let me adjust the cams again. Let me change it. Here we go. So there we go. And all right. Make sure we got this pretty good. There we go. All right. Here we go, you guys. Game number 4 is underway. We have C4, knight F6 being played. Waiting for move number 2. We get knight C3. Probably we're going to get E5 here. E6 also playable, and after E4, D5, we get the McKenna's attack. So this is entirely possible too. My guess is we're probably going to get E5. And we do get E5. E5 has been played. English is an opening that Ding plays. Now we're probably going to get knight C6. I, of course, have a lot of familiarity with this opening. I myself had multiple games in the Chessable Masters just this past week with this exact position. Now the moves here are G3, E3. Magnus Carlsen played D4 against me in the famed Armageddon game. It is playable, but I did look at that, and probably black can equalize quite easily. So I assume we're gonna get e3 or g3. D3 also possible, a3 also possible. If there is a report influence, we might get a move like a3 here. D3 is also something like d3, d5, takes an e4, which is another line that can be played, but Ding plays e3. Okay, so probably we're gonna get bishop b4 here, is my guess. Probably bishop b4. Of course, I'm not gonna lie, you guys. I'll tell you something. Can I turn the music down? Music, I think, is good. Well, let me double check. First time on Kick, you are the first person I followed. Thank you so much. Once again, those of you guys who are coming over from Twitch and watching, you're gonna enjoy the experience today because you are gonna get an ad-free experience. 0 ads on Kick right now. So, oh, the music is too loud. Did my microphone go down? I don't know. Maybe my microphone went down. I'm not sure. Anyway, I turned it down a little bit. All right. So okay, that should be good. All right. So this, by the way, I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna be honest, you guys. This is very annoying in a way because I'm gonna tell you guys that this position, this line, I remember looking at this line. I repeated this variation multiple times before my game against Ding Loren and the candidates in the last game last year. So it's a little bit annoying to see this on the board. I have to be honest. So we get bishop b4 played, we get queen c2 played. Black has multiple moves. You can castle, you can play d6, etc. Like I said, I had this position specifically. Let's leave it at that. So anyway, so we have bishop b4, queen c2 being played here. It's annoying because it's something that I still remember looking at. Yes, it's a little bit annoying, but anyway, all right, let's move the music along. This isn't my kind of music right now. Okay. And I lost. No, that was the other game. That was the other round. That was the or not other round. Sorry, that was a different opening. It turned into the semi terrace is what it turned into. So yeah. All right, so bishop b4, queen c2, black and castle. Black can also take on c3 as well. I assume Ding is going to take with a b pawn here. My guess is we're gonna get something like this, something like this, or something similar, something along these lines. So this position very dry. It's not super dry because basically white gets the double bishops here, and he does take with a pawn. So white gets the bishop pair. You want to play like d3, g3, e4, maybe down the road some f4. Like a sample line would be something like this if you don't know exactly what you're doing, where you get castles. Just making a couple of random moves where you get like knight h4 followed by f4, and white has a nice center here. You have the two bishops. You've got a great knight on h4 jumping to f5. So there is some venom to this potentially. It's not as dry as people might think it is. There's a little bit of an imbalance for sure. What is Nepo Ding? This is the World Chess Championship. Of course, for many people, is a match between the second and third best players in the world at the moment. To be the second best player, but at any rate, the world champion Magnus Carlsen decided not to play, which did switch things around. Did they change the cams a little bit? Wait, what? Okay, let me make this a little bit smaller. Sorry, give me 1 second, you guys. There we go. There we go. All right. All right, so there we go. All right, so what do we get? We get d6 being played here. Is this video live? It's about 1 minute behind. Yesterday was only a few seconds. Yeah, this is live. You want me to refresh it? I can refresh it. I'll refresh the page. Yeah, I refresh the page. I refresh the page, and that's what I get for refreshing the page. Yeah. Okay, whatever. Let's turn it off for the second. But yeah, a little bit slow this morning. Sorry, you guys, I'm a little bit off, but I did not sleep super well again last night. It got to bed really late, so a little bit slow. Okay, someone's up from their chair, it looks like. 1 second. Or both players are up from their chairs, it looks like. Both players. 1 second, sorry. Are both players up from the chairs already? They both appear to be up from the chairs, so yeah, both players are up from their chairs already in the first game. So we're back to playing the classic chair championship. E4 blunder. E4 is not a blunder. E4 has been played before. This is nothing new, but what's going to happen here is probably you're going to get something like castles D3, and then there moves like knight to E8 or even knight to E7. Knight to E7 is a move as well. Both moves are playable. Kill Mike was saying talking something about me. I wouldn't know you guys, nor do I particularly care. Why would I care? Like, that's just weird. That's just a weird topic. But I don't really know why you're saying that at any rate. So all right, yeah, let me turn off the cams for a second. Or no, both players are there, sorry. All right, so anyway, here we go. We get E4. Probably want to get castle or knight E7 here, played by Nepomniachtchi. I don't know which one. And go from there. Sync. Yeah, the board is a little bit out of sync, but it is what it is. That's just how it goes. Yeah. Anyway, what happened to Grishik? I haven't seen him in any events lately. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Sorry, I was just looking at for my favorite streamer. I don't know why he would even. I've never even had any contact with him. I don't know why he would be talking about me in the first place. That's just very weird. So okay, Nepo deep in the tank here. And let's see what's gonna happen. Probably Nepo's gonna castle or play knight E7. Knight E7 is definitely a move as well. How is Nepo sleepy after 5 minutes in? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of weird. Chat, is Kit connected to Twitch? I see it as the same lap. No, it's not. So FIDE may let Karyakin back in top level events soon. I saw an article on Chess24 talking about this. Who knows? Again, another thing that I have no idea. I have no idea about. So again, castles and knight e7 are the two main moves. The reason knight e7 makes, maybe knight e7 here is wrong, because I think generally when you play knight e7 you actually want white to play d3, whereas here white can maybe go d4. So I think normally you wait for d3, so I think that's why you should castle d3 and then play like knight e7. I mean, I'm just gonna say, you guys, again, I can't be critical of the players because both players have played these lines a lot, but I've looked at a lot of lines that are very similar to this from the white side, and so I'm a little bit surprised that Jan appears to be out of prep, or out of prep's the wrong way of putting it, but he's thinking so long here, I guess, because it definitely should not be something new for Jan. So yeah, it's a little surprising for sure. Little surprising. You think they're sleeping from the game? It's obviously possible. Yeah. All right. Bro is recalling missed opportunities in Dota from last night. Nepomniachtchi is pretty well known for having played Dota in the past, but I don't think he's playing Dota during this World Championship. When you prep for matches like this, what does that include? Well, it includes a lot of prep, just general variations, general pawn structure setups, things of that nature. This is something that I have looked at from the white side specifically because you want to play like d3, g3, and f4 later on. But I am surprised at how deeply Nepo's seen. Now, my guess here is that Nepo probably has looked at this d3 move, and after d3, it's something like d3 castles, and then e4, and perhaps he either has not looked at e4 specifically, or he's trying to recall what the line is or what the difference is versus playing d3 first. That's my guess. d4 is not necessarily a bad. D4 here is a bad move after takes knight e4. There's rook to e8, but in general, it's d4 is not what you play. Normally you want to go d3 and play for this f4 break. So something like, keep slipping with my mouse. castles d3 b6, something like just to illustrate the point, where you play castles and you want to play for f4 either with knight e1 or knight e2. Please crop the video on the left side. I could, it's not that big of a deal of course, but hey, whatever works. There you go. Does that make you happier? So anyway, something with f4 generally is preferable to playing for d4. So he castles. So probably we're gonna get he goes bishop e2. He doesn't play g3. So now I had a game in this against somebody not so long ago. Maybe it was on Draken. I think on Draken played this setup with e4 and bishop e2 against me. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think one of the online events I had this against on Draken, in fact, where I played like, I think I played some knight h5 and I played some f5. I could be wrong about that, but I had some very similar position to this against somebody very recently. So yeah. Hey, I just showed it wasn't English. Yes, it wasn't English. Yeah, it wasn't English. Totally. Poor Nepo looking stressed. I'm sure for Nepo this is something that he hasn't looked at very recently. That's my guess. Okay, so now they're taking turns sleeping. Yeah, Nepo's sleeping. So I think knight e8 is also a move here, like knight e8 and f5 is also an idea, but again, yeah, both players take time. Hikaru, you look fit. Do you work out? Yeah, I've been on the grind lately with exercise as well, so I've been doing quite a bit. So anyway, yeah. Wonder what questions we'll get at the presser today. I don't know. So any fitness vlogs? Not likely, you guys. Not likely. But all right, Nepo's body language is not that of somebody who's happy, by the way. Just looking at the body language of Nepo, his language is, it's not terrible, but it's not the greatest body language at the start, for sure. What happens if Nepo accidentally slips into the board and mess up? You mean like if he falls over, like he falls asleep and he actually falls over and all the pieces get knocked over? They probably just reset the pieces. I don't think there's anything else they can do. I think they just reset the pieces. So yeah. What's wrong with the market? Market's had a great year objectively. I know it's been a little bit choppy lately, but I didn't check futures this morning. I can. Futures look flat. Let's see what Tesla's doing, because Tesla generally is a good indicator. Tesla is up, so the fact that Tesla's up, probably we're going to be up, at least on the open. So okay, anyway, Nepo looking away from the board. He's thinking for quite a bit. Daniel said looking at GM's body language is pointless because it's so mood dependent. For some players, yes, but Daniel, I will say, I respect his opinion, but Daniel is not somebody who plays against the top players consistently in events, and as someone who has played against top players the way that I have, I think for certain players like Nepo specifically, it's very clear cut. Like Nepo's body language, a lot of the little ticks are very similar to things that I do from time to time. So I do think that there is something that you can read into certain players. I think I'm a player where if you actually understand it definitely says something. Nepo definitely says something as well. So Nepo is not somebody who's like very calm and chill about it. Like he shows his emotions. So I think Daniel's a little bit off center on that as far as Nepo's concerned. Someone like Anish, for example, generally you won't get much. Someone like Fabiano, you generally won't get much. Although Fabiano, you guys, since I'm not a pro player and I can say this, Fabiano is a player who online shows a lot more expression than over the board. Fabiano online, probably because like all the rest of us, there's no one right around him. There are little things that he gives away. So I think online everybody's actually much more expressive than they are. Well, I mean, obviously I'm expressive, Nepo's expressive, but I think for a lot of players who are stone cold at the board, online they show more. So like Fabiano, like when I played him, they're little things you can see. They're little frustrations you can see at certain moments in the game that don't happen over the board. So anyway, Nepo thinking here. Bit of a think here. Do I watch the cams online? Yeah, we're watching the cams online. Yep. These games could go up to 8 hours, by the way. If this game goes 8 hours, we're gonna have a long day. Now, that being said, for those of you guys who are watching, there's apparently a qualifier to the esports Olympics today. There's like a Swiss event that I do intend to play, and I think there are 2 different qualifiers. One is at 8. Oh wow, Nepo plays knight h5. Didn't I just actually mention the idea of knight h5 and f5? Seems like I know something about chess, eh? I literally just mentioned this knight h5 f5 idea like a couple minutes ago. So knight h5 played by Nepo. We're back to playing the World Chairs Championship, and we keep going. Did I see poker? No, I didn't. I don't watch. I really don't watch that stuff in general. At that hour, I wasn't going to watch it. So no. So we get knight h5 d4 played here. So waiting for some moves here. Nepo is probably stream sniping you. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't watch that stuff in general. No, I don't. Do I ever watch a Botez stream? Okay, that's an attempt to get me to say something again that can be like taken out of context. So I have no comment. Good try though. Good try. All right, so waiting for a move here. Let's see what Nepo is going to play. Queen f6 and knight f4 makes sense. I don't really see many other options here. Novelties so far, this I think is all pretty standard. Nothing too crazy. Do you have to ask the other player what the move is because they were not looking at the board? No. So anyway, by taking on Magnus II, so you mean like Peter, Heine, Nielsen, and others? I don't know, but apparently there are a bunch of videos from this offer spill chess club where Magnus says things. So we're gonna obviously cover a couple, like 1 or 2 of those videos later today, I think. But yeah. So anyway, why did they write down the moves? Because if you want to make a claim, technically you have to be able to prove it with the score sheet of the moves. So for example, I said this yesterday, but let's just say we get some position where there's a weird repetition, like you get something like this, just to illustrate the point. And this is, I think, a threefold repetition here in this position. But the thing is, you need the score sheet to prove that you've made this position has occurred 3 different times in the game. So that's why the players have to write down the moves. Now we get d4 played here by Ding trying to build a big white center. Queen f6 is apparently the best move here, with the idea of going knight to f4 or putting pressure on the pawn. Of course, we have a classic right triangle as well, so I assume we will get queen f6 here. Let's see if Nepo plays queen f6. I think he will. Based on how quickly Nepo played knight h5, I think this is still on the edge to where it is preparation. He's just trying to recall what the right move is. Am I prepping for Norway chess? I am doing some prep for it. I'll do more prep as the event gets closer. But also don't forget, you guys, I recently played the Chess Bowl Masters, so like I'm trying to get away from the whole chess thing and get back to streaming for a little bit. I will, of course, I have done some prep. I have quite a few ideas already about what I'm going to play. But at the end of the day, after that very stressful Chess Bowl Masters event, I am taking a little bit chill. Right now I only have 2 drinks. I've got my coffee and I have my water. That's what I have here. So that's what I have. Do I think I could have played this tournament with all the stress it would take you? I could have definitely played because the stress would not be the same. But if the games are broadcast on the computer as all the moves, what's the point of the sheets at the top level? Honestly, you guys, I don't know. That's not a question for me because I'm not a chess arbiter. But you guys do have a valid point that with the scores being digitally recorded, it is kind of questionable as to why they need to keep track of moves at this point. Maybe to set a standard, yeah. So who knows? Why isn't Magnus competing? Because Magnus ooh, knight f4 played quickly. Is this a blunder or not? Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm gonna tell you guys, you know what happened? I think this is a mistake, and I'll tell you what I think happened from Nepo. So I'm gonna say that I think there's some position where white plays d3 where you have knight f4. I don't know if it's this position. There's some position where knight f4 is a move, but it's not with the pawn being on d4. So there's some line that Nepo in his head is confusing from his preparation. I think it's probably something. I think it might in fact be this exact position. Yes. Look at the e value, guys. The eval here is 0.00. So what is the difference? I guess the extra tempo matters for some reason if black is queen f6, queen g6. So Nepo confused it. Nepo confused the line, and he confused the orders. And so basically versus d3, there's some line with knight h5, knight f4 that's completely fine, but against d4 for whatever reason it's not fine. So Nepo confuses the move order, so he's in a little bit of trouble perhaps. Again, it doesn't look that bad though, because black can always just go queen f6 and rook e8. So like castles, queen f6, rook e1, rook e8, bishop d3, maybe like bishop g4. He confused the move order, but I myself, I've got to be honest, I don't know why is white so much better here. Apparently after h3 white is, wait, is white better? Wait a second, or is the engine actually weak on chess.com? Apparently you're supposed to play h3. Wait, the eval bar is coming down, so I'm actually not sure if this is a mistake. Go on Sessa. Yeah, I'll open Sessa. I'm not sure. Oh, report played h4 in this position. Wow. Yeah, everyone acted like Richard Report played the world championship. Well, he's apparently the trainer of what, why is it not opening? Analysis.sessa. Okay, actually Sessa doesn't have the game up yet, so I don't know if it's a mistake or not. No, I don't have an idea. Actually, now that the bar is coming down, I don't know. I think this is a case of a weak engine saying it's a big advantage for white, and it might not be. This is also a critical moment. If Ding thinks for a long time here, then it's a bad sign. So let's see what Ding's gonna do. Where do the players go? They go to a back room, you guys. Will I play Magnus for the first time after 4 years in classical chess? Yes, I will. I will be playing it for the first time after 4 years. So that's what we have going on. Yeah. Do you think your governor will run for president in 2024? You mean not Rick, Ron DeSantis? I don't know. I don't really care if he does or he doesn't. Yeah, engine says 0.6, but not after castles. Once you play castles and you put rook e8 in, it comes down. The bar is coming down significantly. It says white is still a little bit better, but the bar comes down. So I don't know if it's the weakchess.com engine or what's going on exactly. So all right, let's see. So Ding is thinking here, and we'll see. When am I playing Magnus? I play Magnus in Norway chess at the end of May. There's Norway chess event starting on May 29th, I believe it is. It runs from May 29th to about June 9th. So I will be playing in that event. So Governor Rick Sanchez, yeah, exactly. I don't playing as black is not a big disadvantage. So we get castles now. Okay, let's see what castle's not a hard move to play, very logical, very human. Let's see what if Nepo plays rook e8 or queen f6 immediately, he's probably still in prep, or it's probably there's a similar position that he's looked at before. Oh, depth drops if you make the moves yourself. Okay, maybe. So anyway, yeah. Anyway, probably queen f6 or rook e8. How much stronger is Sessa? I don't know. I don't know how much better it is. It would be great if we could use it would be great if we could use AlphaZero, because AlphaZero is probably still the strongest program. What was your favorite podcast that you were a guest on? I've been on a few. The only one that I would say that I really found really over the top enjoyable was the one that I did with Malcolm Gladwell. I really enjoyed that. So that was good. G5 is the top. Wait, G5 is the top engine move. Okay, you guys, I will be blunt. There is like a 0.01% chance we're going to get G5 here. There is no chance in a million years that G5 is going to be played here. That is an insane move. If G5 is played here, I'm going to gift 200 subs to chat. If G5 is played, I'll give 200 subs to chat. I think there's almost no chance that G5 gets played here. I mean, Ding is low on, or not Ding, sorry, Nepo has already used 20 minutes. There's no chance No shot, bucko. We're gonna get rookie 8. There's no shot, bucko. No shot. No shot. No shot of G5. Someone text Nepo. Yeah, Nepo unfortunately doesn't have access to his phone. Well, not unfortunately, because if he did, well, there would be other problems. But yeah, if Nepo plays G5, I'd be shocked. Someone is BSing you. I'm using Chessify's supercomputer with 6 lines and G5 doesn't appear in any of them. Okay. It's like the thumbs. No gifted subs. No. Sorry. So Queen F6 played here. Did I sleep? I did sleep. Yeah, you guys, but my sleep got messed up because basically after I ended my stream, I ended up falling asleep for a few hours. I woke up and then I couldn't get back to sleep till like midnight. So I did, but it was kind of in between. Dodge. Yeah, sorry. So Queen F6 played, idea rookie 8, idea bishop G4, pressure in the center. White is probably a little bit better, but how much better is white? So all right, G5 was a line on lead chess on depth 30. Wow, that's crazy. So anyway, I'm in law school. I just listened to the podcast with Malcolm Gladwell. Awesome. Now, one good thing or bad thing for those of you guys who are watching is that this is not going to be a quick game, and this is not going to be a draw in like 2 or 3 hours. It's going to be a game that's going to probably go for at least the full first time control, because there are imbalances. There's a big white center here. There aren't options for repetitions. Pieces can't all come off immediately. So we're gonna have a fairly stable long game today. So how do I know? Well, I'll tell you how I know. The tendencies in the position are not drawish. Basically, like even if black could trade the not h3, sorry, let's say even black could trade the bishop for the knight, because of the center here being so compact, you can never trade the bishop for the knight. Like the drawish tendencies are if you can get some position like this where it's queens and rooks on the board, but you can't have all the minor pieces coming off the board due to the white center. That's number one. Number two is that there are too many pawn breaks. White has c5, e5, probably not d5, but the multiple pawn breaks also makes it very unlikely. Third reason, no draw offers before move 40 for either player. So this is not going to be a quick draw. This is not going to be a quick draw. This is going to be a fairly long game. We're probably at rook fe1. It's very clear that human move, put the rook on the file, which can open up, activate the rook, maybe move the bishop to d3 or f1. Makes the most sense. So let's see. Isn't it financially smart to give subs to your community, get 95% of the cut, and claim the expensive marketing cost tax write-off? I don't know, you guys. I don't know. I don't know. Although even on Twitch, I've never, like, even when I give the subs, I never use that as a write-off. So I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, this is gonna be buckle your seatbelts, because this is gonna be a good stable game. Good stable game. What microphone? I have the Shure MSB. Is it MSB or M? Yeah, it's MSB2. Yeah, rookie 1 played, not shocking. Why don't I play this? Because I didn't qualify, unfortunately. If Ding wins today, he'll win the match. I think that's actually not a crazy prediction. I think if Ding wins this game, I would not be shocked if he wins this match. Absolutely. It's the SM7B. Yeah, it's the Shure microphone. But on that note, just because I'm in a charitable mood anyway, let's give some subs. Because why not? Okay, let's gift I'm gonna give 20 subs to community. How do I do it? 1 second. Let me pull up my stream. Do I have to do it from the chat window? Yeah, I'm just gonna give some subs. Do I actually give some subs? Maybe I can't do it from my dashboard. You have to pull up the actual channel to do it. Okay, let's give some subs. Anyway. All right, there we go. I'm not gifting 200, no, you guys. But we are going to give 20 subs to the community, of course. There we go. There we go. All right. So, okay, you guys. So we are gifting 20 subs to the community. Big shout out to everybody who's watching. Watching here on kick.com this morning. We are, of course, covering the World Chess Championship between the Russian Jan Nepomniachtchi and the Chinese player Ding Liren. G5 is the top line again. G5 here is not as insane, but I still don't think it's going to happen. It's absolutely a tax write-off. Maybe it is. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So, all right. Anyway, you guys, those of you who are watching, who are coming over from Twitch to this great new site called kick.com, hope you're enjoying the experience. No pre-roll ads, no ads at all so far. Probably at some point, once advertisers are getting more into it, you will of course be seeing probably some ads if I had to guess, but nonetheless, it's great right now, ad free. So if you do want to support me as a streamer, you can obviously gift subs, and I get 95% of the revenue instead of getting 50% on twitch.com. So chess.com was saying G5 was doo-doo. I mean, G5 is a move, but like I said, like G5, first of all, unless you're Stockfish or 3500, G5 is borderline impossible to play. Secondly, unless you've looked at a similar pawn structure, like if Nepo had looked at some line where G5 is playable, he might play it. But if he hasn't looked at a position where he's seen this G5, G4 pawn thrust, it's not realistic to play it. Because if you do it, you're just creating weaknesses around your king. Now, if you're 3500 and you're a Stockfish, you can pretty much do whatever you want. It's like basically walking on water. But if you're not Stockfish, it's not possible to do it. Someone needs to chain them to the chairs. Yeah, I mean, there are many things you can do as far as the players are concerned, but it is what it is. White will try to play e5 at some point. Absolutely, white will try. Tetris center, yeah, this is the classic L center, right? You get the L piece and you rotate it. Yeah, it's like the L. Yep. But the problem, if you're comparing this to Tetris, is that right now you haven't built up the board enough on one side. Like normally when you play Tetris, you want to build it up on one side, and then on the other side is when you start filling it up, when you get about like halfway up the board. If you're playing the pro level, because you want the Tetris, the 4-line Tetris to get the max points. But again, here you can't really get the 4-line Tetris because you don't have enough build up on the queen side. So anyway, waiting for a move. Like you don't want the 3-line. The 3-line Tetris is no good. You got to get the 4-line, the max. So a true gamer, of course, you guys, obviously, yeah, if you don't get the 4-line, you get like the 3-line. It's just not as good. So anyway, okay, waiting for a move. Hikaru with the Tetris stats. I have watched a couple Tetris videos here or there. As some of you know, Jonas Neubauer, who unfortunately passed away a few years back, during the big boom of chess on Twitch, he was streaming Tetris on Twitch. I think I did maybe 1 or 2 collabs with him. I actually met him in person in LA, I think in 2018. Very nice guy, very nice guy. And I think he was running the brewery. I forgot what it was called, but I met him at the brewery where he was like the manager and everything. He did some streams, played chess, played Tetris. Obviously, just a very nice guy, very nice guy. So it was really tragic when I heard about him passing on. I think it's when he was on vacation in Hawaii. Of course, I mean, I haven't really heard much since then. I mean, of course, obviously, hopefully his wife, I think her name was Heather, if I remember correctly. Hopefully she's doing okay. But yeah, so I have watched some Tetris because of Jonas. I have watched some more recent videos too of like who's that kid? His name is like Dog, right? I've watched some videos of that kid Dog. So yeah, anyway, back to the game. Before we get too nostalgic, too sad about the world. Let's see what Nepo will play here. My assumption is rook e8 will be played. Rook e8 or bishop g4. Those are my top 2 moves. Maybe a g5, maybe a king h8. Geary said Nepo misremembered his prep. I think that's right. I think what happened is these guys are spending hours and hours for months on end trying to prepare, trying to memorize variations. And I think what Nepo confused is that there is this position where with knight f4, this is supposed to be completely fine for black, but with the pawn on d3, it's okay. But apparently with white having gone d4 in one go, it's not as good. So let's see what we get here after rook fe1 in this position. It puts lotion on the skin. We're not in a Hannibal mood. Sorry, you guys. No Hannibal moods today. Not today, you guys. So yeah. Anyway, we keep going. Of course, you know who won't misremember? Magnus. That's not correct. Magnus misremembers stuff all the time. We all do. We all do. So anyway, here we go. Waiting for a move. I mean, I don't expect g5 or h5 here. I don't think any of this stuff is realistic, but it could happen. Nepo, of course, is a wild player. He could do it. Do you think it's right that FIDE banned the Russian flag? Looks so stupid to me. I mean, FIDE can do what they want to do, frankly. One of the reasons that it's weird they banned the Russian flag is, of course, this event is the $2 million prize fund. It is being sponsored by a Russian financier, someone who is on a sanctioned list from Ukraine for supporting the war efforts. So it's kind of weird that on the one hand, FIDE is banning the Russian flag, but they're still taking money from Russian sponsors. So yeah, it's sketchy, but I mean, whatever. It's their time. First time in Kick, you're the first streamer to convince me to make an account. Thank you so much to Ilaria009. Hope you're having a great morning. We are covering the World Chess Match. Why don't we ban the US flag? I mean, I could give a Hassan take. Maybe not a Hassan take, but let's just say to do a takeoff in the classic George Orwell phrase, the US is a little bit more equal than Russia. Let's put it that way. The US is a little bit more equal than Russia. So yeah, well put. Yeah, I mean, it's with Hikaru the Orwellian. Yeah, I mean, because when I was young, when I was homeschooled, my mom and I, we read Animal Farm together, and it's like, you know, some animals are more equal than others. I was a big fan of Boxer. That was such a shame what happened to Boxer in Animal Farm. If you guys have not read Animal Farm, you need to make sure to read it. So yeah, Animal Farm's pretty good. 1984 was good, a little bit futuristic. I like both books though. Both books were good. Both books were good. So anyway, all right, so it looks like Jan is thinking here, not a good sign, by the way, at all. White has e5, white is c5. Like, for example, c5 makes sense, maybe to open up the scope for the bishop, maybe e5 to create a connect 3. Like something like this is, if you're down in a match, this is what you want. You want a position like this where it's open, it's sharp, it's aggressive, you get a connect 3 in the center. Big white center. I think it's pretty good. Do I have a favorite book? No. But Fahrenheit 451 is pretty good too. Yeah. What's the best all-time chess book? There's no all-time best chess book. Both players at the board again, by the way. Hey, is this live? It's like 5 a.m. Yes, you guys, I'm a streamer first. I am dedicated to my craft. I will toot my own horn for a second. This might get clipped, but I really don't care. I'm the hardest working chess streamer out there by far. It's not even close. I'm going to toot my own horn for a second because it's simply the reality. The amount of time that I spend like getting up at all hours to stream, create videos off stream, frankly do preparation for serious high level chess tournaments off stream, it's not even close. So I'm going to toot my horn for a second just because I can. And there you go. So the chat latency is super low compared to Twitch. Yeah. I streamed like 9 hours. Yeah, I did stream 9 hours yesterday, and we're streaming again today. I'm the hardest working American in history. That I don't think so. I think there are people like Elon Musk who take it to a whole different level. Yeah, people like Elon take it to a whole different level. You think I work hard? I utilize probably like 75% of the day. People like Elon utilize probably like 95% of the day. They're like, if you think I'm a workaholic, it's not even close. So well, maybe not now, but I'm telling you, like in the old days when Elon was building SpaceX, and when SpaceX was on the brink of failure and Tesla was like not doing well either, like those really dark days, trust me, he was spending 95% of the time actually working. So yeah. Anyway, I'm at work now, enjoying the stream. D5 is not a good move after 95. There's a blockade on the dark squares here, and you can't really open the scope for the bishop. Bishop is stuck behind these pawns here. Bishop doesn't really have many moves. So what you'd like to do here is play something like c5, open up the scope for the bishop, and then maybe even e5. But the thing is, you want activity for your light square bishop. That's what you want. So all right, waiting for a move now from Ding after rook e8. Ding is in deep tank. I expect Ding is going to think for a while here. I don't think we're going to get a quick move. How do I feel? New platform? Is a headache? Are you vibing? I'm vibing, you guys. I'm having a great time. First of all, big shout out to all the chatters. You guys are being very, very nice. It's actually a much more chill and relaxing environment here on Kick than it was on Twitch. I've got to be honest. You know, there are upsides potentially with sponsorships. Although actually, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a lesson as far as like viewership and numbers and that stuff goes. So I know a lot of people are saying, oh, you have 3K versus like, you know, like 15K on Twitch or whatever they want to say. But I will tell you guys, when you talk about viewership numbers, the way that viewership translates potentially into dollars, or you monetize that, is one specific way, which is sponsored streams. And I'm going to say this: the economy is not doing very well right now. Ad budgets are down. Companies are not spending money the way they were because, of course, everyone believes a recession is coming. So if you can't necessarily monetize the viewership in the way that you get like a lot of sponsored stream deals, it's not something that's as monetizable or as lucrative as a lot of people think. So that is the one little thing that I will give you guys this morning, as far as viewership goes, because it is definitely true that, like, if you go back to the heyday, everybody in like 2020, late 2020, was doing sponsor streams nonstop because, first of all, ad money. The economy was good, so there's ad money everywhere, or not ad money, sorry, there were ad budgets everywhere for all sorts of companies. Additionally, you didn't have the traditional advertising venues. Esports, streams, everything in the digital sphere was doing amazing. So there's a lot more money in and all the sponsorship ads and everything else, or not ads, but like the ad budgets and everything. I don't know what the business term is. There's a term that I'm forgetting, but it's a little bit different now. It's a little bit different now. The lack of an Android TV app is hurting me. There will probably be an app soon. Again, keep in mind Kick is in beta, so it's still pretty new. It will probably improve. I thought he drives a Honda. Yes, you guys, I drive a Honda Civic EX-L. It's got like 33,000 miles on it. I'm going to drive it until I can buy my flying car. When I can buy my flying car, then I'll change, but until then I'm driving this car. How deceptive is the engine in a situation like this? Not crazy deceptive, but I think White's a little bit better. But the thing is, for a computer, it's much easier than for us humans. You have to very much finesse it with like c5 or e5 at the right moment. If you don't play the pawn break at the right moment, then you're gonna have some issues. A flying car is just a helicopter, okay, you guys, but it's called a plane. Yeah, anyway, Hikaru deserves a Porsche, but only if he says it correctly. Well, you guys, when I was young, when I was 7 years old, one of my favorite activities was my parents bought me coloring books, and I loved, there's a coloring book, and I remember it very well. Like one of the sketches where you sketch the outlines and you draw it was actually like it was a 911. It was like a red 911. So I remember with my crayons and pencils, like sketching out using the sketchbook and drawing the red Porsche. But at any rate, I'm not like I don't need I don't need it unless they want to sponsor me. If they want to sponsor me, I will. So have I driven a manual car? No, I never have, you guys. I've never driven manual. No, I haven't. Or actually, no, I think I have. Maybe I drove, actually no, I think I drove manual maybe once or twice in Italy back in the old days. Maybe in the old days I did. I'm not 100% sure. I think I might have once or twice. So all right, seconds of Ding and Nepo, not known, not completely known. We have people like Richard Rapport. We have Ildar Hyrulin. I think it's Hyrulin, or maybe it's his Matulin. I don't know which Russian player it is, but am I asking you guys to give me a 9-1? No, I'm saying if Porsche wants to sponsor me, they want me to go give their cars a spin, of course I'd be more than welcome to. Where's my Bugatti? I would never buy a Bugatti, you guys. Buying a Bugatti is like no different than buying Twitter, for example. So it's like, you know, when Elon went and bought Twitter, the value of Twitter basically got halved. It went from being worth 40 billion to being worth 20 billion, or at least by some estimates. If you go and buy a car, immediately it's like 50% markdown as soon as you buy the car. So it's like you go buy a Bugatti for $4 million and then it's worth 2 million. Like, why would I want to emulate Elon and try to buy something and see it depreciate 50% overnight? Just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Anyway, waiting for a move here from Ding Loren, probably bishop d3 or rook b1, maybe c5 is the move as well. I just came who's leading this game number 4. It looks like Ding Loren is a little bit better here due to the big white center. Thank you so much to Fried Liver for subscribing. Thank you so much to Fried Liver. Is it a good thing that we have a new world champion? I don't think it is. I don't think it's a great thing. No, I don't think it's a great thing. Hi Igor, if you had to change your nationality, what country would you choose? If I could just choose on my own, I'd probably change to Swiss. If I could change and live somewhere, I would live in Switzerland. It seems like it's very pleasant. You've got the water, you've got the mountains, you know, you have the magic leprechaun every night who mows all the lawns and makes it nice and green. I probably would pick Switzerland. I would probably pick Switzerland. That's where I would go. Switzerland is expensive. Well, actually, you guys, speaking of a famous former world champion, Vladimir Kramnik lives in Switzerland. He does. And Switzerland used to be okay until they depegged or unpegged the currency. Once they unpegged the franc versus the euro, it went from being okay to not being okay. Yeah, Switzerland is great though. I mean, if I could afford Switzerland, it's fantastic. Just thinking about the water, the mountains, the greenery, I would live in Switzerland, absolutely. Norway is okay, but Norway I feel like is a little bit different. I don't nothing wrong with Norway, but having been in Oslo in the winter, I don't know. Yeah, you earn a lot here, but it's also very expensive. Yeah, so I'll tell you guys a story. So when I was in Switzerland in 2014 playing the Zurich Chess Challenge, I went out for dinner with like my father and my brother. It was like $150. Like, we didn't do anything special. We just ate like a normal dinner. I think we got like maybe one appetizer to share, and like we all got our entrees, and it was like $150. Like no alcohol, nothing fancy, and it was 150 bananas for just a regular dinner. And it's like, what? Like, it's just insane. So All right, rookie 8 still waiting for a move from Ding Loren. He's deep in the tank at the moment, so big shout out to everybody who's watching. Hope you're doing very, very well. Game number 4, big game here. Do I eat burgers with or without the peel? I eat burgers with bread. So, all right. Where was this? This was in Zurich. Geneva is not much better. Geneva was very expensive last time I was there too. Give me one second, I'm gonna sneeze. All right, so waiting for a move from Ding. Bishop d3, rook b1, maybe h3, maybe c5. I assume c5, rook b1, rook d1, bishop d3 are the 4 moves that I see. These are the 4 moves. I don't see anything else that makes a whole lot of sense for a human. Rook a d1 is a little bit dank to me as a human, although I get the point if you want to play c5. So just to illustrate it, like if you get a position like this, suddenly your rooks are on the 2 perfect files, just to illustrate it, where you've got the connect 3, rooks are in the center, bishop's on a nice diagonal, everything is very active here. So rook d1 makes sense if you want to follow it up with c5 and bishop c4, bishop b5. Is it the most obvious move? No. I think rook b1 is also very human here. Bishop d3 is extremely human too. I expect one of these 3 moves, so I don't know which one he's going to play. So let's see. Correct, eat the burger with bread. Without bread, we call it a stick of meat. Exactly. So what's my favorite drink since you drink at 5 a.m.? I love coffee. Coffee's my favorite drink. It's been my favorite drink for the last 3 years. So you're not human. Yeah, the engine suggests rook a d1. Now you could play it, but again, if you don't know the exact theme idea with c5 and bishop c4 or c5 e5 d5 to push p in the center of the board, it's not obvious. I do snowboard, or I have snowboarded, but it's been quite a few years. So yeah, my assumption here is that we're gonna get like rook b1, rook d1, or bishop d3. I will say also, however, huge opening success here for Ding Loren. Huge opening success. Position is in balance. He's got a big white center. The game's gonna go for a long time. This is a great start. He needs to get something this game. If Ding doesn't get something this game, I think already it's very tough to see where he's going to create counterplay with white, because of course Nepo and his trainers are going to look at this opening after the game and be able to neutralize it in a pretty straightforward manner. So I think that this is a big chance for Ding. So let's see. Any noticeable news coverage or interest in the match? I don't know. Do I think Switzerland is more expensive than LA? I don't know. I mean, again, you're asking the wrong person, because to me, I'm the kind of guy who could just go to Ralph's and shop. I could go keep it very simple when I was in LA. So I'm the wrong guy to ask, because to me, I thought LA was fairly cheap. Other than housing is the big issue in LA. But like, if you're actually just like you live like a normal, like within your means, outside of housing, I think LA is, to me, it seemed quite cheap compared to what I'm used to seeing in New York, for example. So that's just me. I'm not in LA. No, I'm in Florida. So yeah, like, I mean, I could just go and shop at Ralph's. Prices seem decent on fruit. I mean, nothing seems crazy to me, but of course housing is the problem. Housing is the big problem in LA. But if I compare the pricing to the pricing in stuff in LA, like just everyday stuff, to New York, I thought New York was significantly worse. You and Charlie should link up in Flowrider. Charlie's over near Tampa. Yeah, I mean, I could go like see Charlie or see Tofu, the famous Fortnite streamer, one of those 2 guys. Absolutely. H3 top engine move, not a crazy move. It's very prophylactic. It stops bishop g4. Speaking of prophylactics, I saw some article about the Supreme Court this morning in the Wall Street Journal. What did they say? There's something about abortion pills that I think was okay. But anyway, all right. So yeah, maybe we'll see h3, maybe we'll see bishop d3, maybe like rook b1 or rook d1, one of these moves. Just waiting for a move here. So yeah, Ding is definitely out of prep here. Yes, Ding is out of his preparation in this opening phase of the game. I assume Ding will play rook b1, rook d1, or bishop b3. Where are the vods? We are putting the vods on our second channel, which is of course more GMHikaru on YouTube. So we're putting our VODs up there as much as we can, so you guys can catch them there. One of the things is, again, with VODs being on Kick, since the system doesn't allow for a separate VOD track like on Twitch, the music is on the VODs. And I know at the moment DMCA is not a thing on Kick, but I don't really want to take that risk and be like, get hit with something along those lines. So I'm not leaving them up. So, all right. Would I ever play RuneScape? Isn't Odablock playing RuneScape on Kick right now? I think he is. So we get bishop d3, another human move. Like I said, very logical. I assume we'll get either bishop g4 or we'll get h6 here. Now, one danger I just realized after bishop g4, e5, queen h6, this starts to kind of peter out pretty quickly. D takes e5, takes king h8. Also very messy. Very, very messy position. Like black can actually end up better here potentially with this double stack pawns on d3 and c3. So I assume we'll get bishop g4. Inaccuracy, yes. What race am I in StarCraft 2? I don't really play StarCraft 2. I'm an OG guy, so I played StarCraft, but of course I'm Terran forever, like everybody else. Got to play with Terran. I mean, I'm so old that I remember Slayers as Boxer playing, so of course it's got to be Terran all the way. Terran. No cam because right now they're showing ads. So yeah. So probably bishop g4 if it's played. I think Nepo will be doing well, but again, let's see if he calculates this exact line with takes and king h8. There's also d5 here, which can get very sharp. Now apparently black is just much better after knight e7 takes and king h8, but will Nepo find this? Let's see. I remember prehistoric. Well, I'm so old that I remember my brother buying Brood War from Comp USA, which no longer exists, by the way. Yeah, doing all those missions in Brood War, like those are the glory days. The glory days. Oh, we've seen 2 inaccuracies in just 13 moves. We weren't used to this when we saw Magnus. Well, I'll give you guys a great example of of how the psychology plays a role. Okay, so not Ding, sorry, but Nepo has played multiple openings. He started by playing e4 on move 1. Nepo also played d4 on move 1. Now against Magnus, Nepo kept playing e4, trying to hammer Magnus in this Spanish. Now why did Nepo do this against Magnus? The reason he did this against Magnus is because basically it's implicit that Magnus is a better player than Nepo, or anybody, frankly. So because Magnus is a better player, you want to play the computer lines. You want to try to prove an advantage, because if you're able to do preparation with the computer for every single game, basically what happens is the computer is 3500, Magnus is only 2800 or 2850 or whatever he is. But because Magnus is weaker than computers, you want to keep trying to play like a computer. You don't want to switch around and play different openings. But because it's not quite clear who the better player is in this game, you have Nepo already having played multiple first moves. So already this is a big difference, is you're not playing against someone who's clearly better. So you're not trying to stick to one opening and use the computer and try to play like a 3500 in the same opening over and over and over again. And that is the big difference between this match and any match that Magnus is playing in. So all right, so still waiting. We haven't had a move after bishop d3. I expect bishop g4 will be played. I expect that will be played. Kick does not have a way to cast yet, I don't believe. Harsh but truthful, it's absolutely 100% true. It's also why when Magnus has played the World Championships, you see him playing every move. He's played e4, d4, c4. Like he's varying it every first move. He's not playing just one opening. Do they prepare for this match basically trying to remember tens of thousands of openings? Pretty much Nakasawa. Exactly. That's what they do. It's like you spend months preparing openings, reviewing your lines over and over and over and over again. That's what you do. So let's see what we get in this position. So I think we will get bishop g4. Cams are back. Let me adjust the cam scene so we can see what Nepo is thinking about, because this is actually the super critical moment. Very, very critical moment here. Very, very critical. Yeah, let's see what we're gonna get. Super critical moment. What if you forget a move? Can't you figure it out? Kind of, but it's difficult. That sounds miserable. It is miserable. I'm not gonna lie. It's very miserable playing this where you prepare. Like I'm gonna tell you the amount of I'll tell you what I was doing during the Canada's tournament. It was a very, very tiring event. I mean, I used every last little bit of energy I had in that event, and basically the way it worked is I would play my game. I'll just start from game 1, but I would play my game. I do a recap as soon as the game ended. I go eat dinner, then I would repeat or review my lines for a couple of hours, and then I would do it again for another like 5 hours before the game. Play the game, do a recap, eat dinner, repeat the process every single day. And it's like 8 hours. I was spending like 5 or 6 hours every single day reviewing lines and preparing before the game. and it's very, very tiring. Do we get bishop g4? We do get bishop g4 played by Nepo. Excellent move from Nepo here. Excellent move. So so yeah, I think it's very, very tired. It's very, very tiring. Sorry, I should say. That sounds lovely. It's not lovely. That's why I like streaming more. I do. It's the same reason also for Magnus. If you think about not wanting to play the match, it's not pure chess anymore at that point. It's just about who is the computer, who has a better memory. That's not purely about chess. Fabiano saying he had to remember like 1 million moves for his world championship prep or something crazy. Yeah, of course, that's not shocking at all. That's just what candidates and world championship are like, because they're so skewed in terms of the prize fund and the prestige that everybody has to go over the top. Yeah. And now you have to retreat the bishop or the queen. I'm going to be honest, I don't like bishop d3 from Ding. I think, I mean, maybe, you know what Ding might do here is maybe he'll play like queen d2, because this position apparently is good for black, but white's got this huge central pawn. Whoa, we get a quick move. We get knight d2. Is this a good move? Is f3 not playable? I guess f3 g3. I mean, you can try to go for the lolly with queen h6, but I guess white always has like bishop f1 to stop it, so maybe f3 is not great. Computer, actually knight d2 is a move that I kind of like here, because if black can't play f3, then what is the point behind bishop g4? I guess the computer likes rook d8 and just bishop c8, but even this, I mean, you've got the jumbo center. Like, look at this center for white. This actually, I think the computer, I think the weak computers are smoking something here, if I'm being honest, because I actually like white's position after f3. You've got a nice center here. Look at these pawns. You've got this great big white center. No, I actually like Ding's position here. Yeah, I like Ding's position. I think the computer's smoking something here. I think the computer's smoking something, because as a human looking at this position, I would love to have this position with white. I mean, just look at the center. Where are all the rising stars? Shouldn't we have a few new players in classical scene by now? So I'm going to give you guys a hot take. I think chess, even though it's not a physical sport like tennis is, I think chess is in this phase where we're chess is going to be a lot like tennis, where you have a couple of people just hanging on forever. So it's like in tennis you have like Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic. I mean, they're still of course the best. Well, Federer's retired of course, but you don't see people breaking through, winning in the Grand Slams. I think chess is going to be the same. I think you're going to see people like Nepo, Magnus, myself, etc., just hanging on for another 5 or 6 years being the best, and juniors aren't going to break through. It's maybe a hot take, but other than Noterbeck and maybe Gucci, Reza, Firouzja, I'm just not seeing it. Honestly, I'm not seeing it. I don't see others breaking through. So yeah, why is Sessa? I actually noticed that too. Why is Sessa not analyzing? I was gonna ask somebody about that. Yeah, like Sessa's not analyzing the game today. Maybe Sessa got tired of the match, just decided it's not going to analyze. Changes scene in a second once they come back. So is that because the take up isn't good? What do you mean? Yeah, I mean, I like this position for Ding. The problem for Ding is that, what is his plan? India's mad at you right now. I mean, 5 years is not crazy. If you think about like Pragnananta, I think he's 17, right? Gukesh also 17. If it takes him 5 years, ooh, 95 played quickly by Nepo. Interesting. So Nepo, I'll tell you what, Nepo's worried about f3, so he wants to get something like this where he can strike hard, strike first with no mercy in the center of the board. And if white goes d5, you got like some kind of blockade here on the dark squares. So he's trying to put pressure instantly with like a c5, pressure on the center, but pressure on this pawn too with the pony on the rim. So that's what he's aiming for. So this game's going to get hot very quickly, by the way. Although wait, queen a4, there might be some tricks with f3 because you can't go back here. You hang the bishop. If you go here, you actually lose, I think, to d5, no squares, because of checkmate in 1. This could be tricky, but I don't know. I don't know. Queen a4 is apparently good again. Queen a4, b6, f3, and knight b3, though, is apparently the best line. Hard to judge. We'll see what happens. We'll see. So, all right. Okay, so knight a5 played by Nepo here. Queen a4 apparently a good move. Are they not overextended? No, the pawns are very good right now. It's a very good compact white center. Whether it becomes more, who knows. c5 actually makes a lot of sense too, because after takes e5, you get to connect 3. You've got the scope on the diagonal. I really like c5. You know what I would say? I think that here, this is an alpha 0 position. Alpha 0 would probably play c5, just chuck a pawn, play for the quick activity, and go from there. So I actually I think we're gonna reach a very critical. One of the players somewhere in the next like 2 to 3 moves is gonna go in a very deep tank and think for like 25 to 30 minutes. Yeah, we've got the L, of course. We've got the classic L formation from Tetris, obviously. I guess nowadays, I mean, rolling is the main thing in Tetris, right? Yeah, we've got the L. We've got multiple L's as well, but L is a W here. Yeah, yeah. So there's a Tetris TV show. Wait, seriously? If there's a Tetris TV show, why is there not a chess TV show? Seriously, that's insane. Oh no, it's a movie. Okay, okay. Big shout out to Nerdson. How you doing? Hope you're having a good morning. You know, another thing I like about the audience being a little bit smaller is now when I see those of you guys in chat, I'm starting to see some of these viewers, and I actually remember who they are. When you have this massive chat, it's impossible to like remember viewers individually. It becomes just like it's no longer about the it's no longer about the like the individual. It becomes about like the hive mind at some point. Whereas like right now there are enough people whose names I recognize them. So all right, no cams because they took the cams down for a second. They played 14 moves and we keep going on. You've got dedicated viewers. Yeah, I mean, yesterday we were peaking near about 4,500. Today, again, 3,200. You guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys are doing well. Queen's Gambit is a chess show. Yeah, I tried to actually install the Queen's Gambit chess game on my phone or install the app on my computer, but I actually got the blue screen of death earlier, so we probably can't try that out today, but we'll try it out soon. Do I recognize Chef's House? Yes, because Chef's House is of course Ding Loren's username on chess.com. So it's also early AM hours in the US. Yeah, it's very early. It's not easy for me getting up these hours, but again, for you guys, the fans who want to see great coverage of the match, of course, here on Kick we don't have a lot of chess yet. There's just oversaturation of chess on Twitch, so it's very nice bringing the match here on Kick. Very special event, of course. Ding looks winning. No, it's very early. Long way to go. Thank you, Hikaru. Yeah. When does the great coverage start? We started covering this at 5 a.m. So a little over 1 hour ago. Let's see, are they back showing the cams? They are showing the cams again. So let's see. Okay, here we go. Okay, so let's see. All right, here we go. Okay, so Ding is thinking here. He's been thinking for a little while. And we'll see what he does, but like I said, somewhere in the next 2 or 3 moves we're gonna have a big lull for like half an hour where somebody thinks for a long time. I'm Chef's House. I recommended Ding the username. That's pretty funny. Nice. Do I have kids? Well, I saw Hikaru's son was in chat earlier. His mother's probably asleep, but I did see he was in chat. He gifted some subs yesterday, so you never know, you guys. You never know. Anyway, you like the hive mind? It's democratic in a sense, right? Exactly. Yeah. Do I think Magnus laughs when he's watching this match? I don't know what Magnus is up to exactly these days, but who knows. So it's 1 p.m. in Israel. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's here, he's watching. Yeah. I don't follow cricket closely, you guys, but my stepfather is from Sri Lanka, so he's a big cricket guy, so I've had to be exposed to cricket whether I like it or not. The Olympic chess event, I think let me see when the qualifiers are today. I'm not sure. I intend to play at 1 or 2 as well. Hikaru is a refreshing feel for an otherwise edgy platform. Like I said, I mean, I think more and more people are going to eventually come over here. Again, a lot of bad press here at the start, but I'm pretty optimistic. You know, we had 4,500 people watching yesterday. Which is very good, very good. Just when I look at the raw data, it's all really good stuff. So is this 18 plus platform? No, of course it's not, you guys. And there are plenty of streams. Like when I go to my recommended on Kick, or I see like Apex all over the place. As more and more people come, you're going to see less and less of the of that sort of stuff, I think, because you're gonna have more channels, and right now there aren't that many channels on Kick. I should invite Magneto for live commentary. I guess theoretically I could. Okay, I got to join this club. 1 second. How do I join this? Info, upcoming events. How do I join this? I want to play the event later, this Olympic esports. How do I join it? Actually, yeah, I don't know how this works. No idea. Whatever, I'll figure it out later. We'll figure it all out later. Okay, so registration starts at 7 a.m. The event is at 8 a.m. I think probably, you guys, I'm going to I'll probably play the event. I think I'm probably going to play this event at 8 a.m. Eastern. So we're probably going to be doing both. We're going to be covering the match. We're going to be playing the Olympic qualifier because it's content. So we'll be doing both. We'll be doing both, you guys. So in about 2 hours, we'll start playing. We're going to try to get a gold medal in the Olympics for chess. So it is what it is. Wish you in the World Championship right now. It would have been interesting if I was in the World Championship. Would have been interesting. Let's put it that way. Invite Wesley. Actually, Wesley's a guy who wakes up really early, so he maybe I could invite him one day. But cams, yeah, we don't have the player cams. Yeah, the players aren't on stream right now, are they? Oh no, they are. So I just adjust the cams. They just put them below. Okay, they put them below. So here we go. Ding is still thinking, by the way. Here, Ding's still deep in the tank. Still deep in the tank. Okay, make sure I make this bigger. There we go. All right, Ding is in the tank right now. He's still thinking here. But yeah, thank you for the gifted subs. You're the bomb. Thank you so much. Also, all you guys who are watching, once again, I hope you're enjoying the classic ad-free experience, which you're so familiar with from being on Twitch. So I hope you guys are doing great. Oh, were there gifted subs that I missed? Oh, whoa, thank you so much to GMHikaru for the 5 gifted subs, man. Yeah, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Appreciate it. See, that's why you want to have kids. Kids are great. They, you know, if you raise them the right way, they give back. They're so nice to their parents. I mean, what more needs to be said? Anyway, all right. Of course, it's good if you're not royalty, because I have to say, I actually bought the I went and I bought the book Spare. Whoops, are they not on the stream? They are. I went and bought the book Spare yesterday, and I got to be honest, you guys, I bought Spare, and I mean, I don't know, in that case it's pretty weird. Like I don't know if I'd want to be born into a royal family. It's because it's all about like having it's all about making sure you have heirs to the throne, and not actually about, I feel like, family. So it's I'm kind of glad that I wasn't born into royalty in a way, but I started reading that book and it just made me kind of depressed. So all right, anyway, Spare is a biased view. Oh, I'm not saying it's not biased, but I will say, like, when someone has kids, and it's like, you know, when you see that quote about Charles where it's like, he's like, you know, my work is done because I have an heir and a spare. That's pretty, I mean, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty bad. So anyway, Charles Darwin, yes, Charles Darwin, of course. Yeah, so we're waiting for a move here. I don't think that guy gifted 100 subs yesterday. But anyway, am I interested in playing poker? Not really, you guys. It's not my thing. It's not my thing at all. Also, with poker, when you're playing like certain stakes, it just doesn't really interest me. And I feel like poker is actually a lot like I'll get, thanks so much, GMHikaru, for the gifted sub. I feel like when you play poker at lower stakes, or stakes where the money doesn't matter to you, it becomes a lot like this thing called paper trading with finance. So it's like, anybody who's had to do like a school project related to like stock picking or something, you have what's called paper trading, whereas you create a fake account with play money and you paper trade. And every time that like people paper trade, they do very, very well in stocks. And so I feel like poker is the same way, where it's like when you're playing for stakes that aren't like, it doesn't actually matter to you, it's very, very different than when you have a lot on the line. So poker just doesn't really interest me, and I would never want to play at high stakes anyway, so it just doesn't do it for me. All right, waiting for a move here from Ding. Ding is still thinking here. I think the cams look correct. Yeah. So all right, waiting for a move from Ding. Again, big shout out to everybody who's watching the stream on this fine Friday morning. Hope you guys are doing really, really well. Or wait, no, it's not Friday, it's Thursday. Sorry, it's Thursday. Yeah. So anyway, waiting for some moves here. What is the use of levels and kick? I don't know. I haven't actually asked them, but I know, like, in my interactions, they're very happy with everything so far, so it's very good. It's too early. Thank you so much to GMHikaru son for the gifted sub. Appreciate it. We got to move c5 played by Ding, so we're gonna get fireworks on the board very, very quickly now. I assume we're gonna get d takes c5, e5, queen h6 to guard the juicer, and now maybe d5 if these pawns are pushing in the center. I like the conceptual plan from Ding here to go for it. I do like that. I think in this situation, down a game in game number 4, he's gotten a good opening, what he wants. I think this is a great choice, even if it doesn't work out. I really like where he's going with this opening. Check your credit card, Hikaru. I think your son is using it too much. He doesn't have access to my credit card though. He's not an authorized user on my credit card, at least not as far as I know. Anyway, okay, so let's see what we're gonna get here. We're probably gonna get pawn takes pawn. If you don't take, and white can say play something like takes, maybe there's still e5, maybe even like queen a4, queen b4. The more I look at this, more I'm not so convinced though. How much better is white here? Like, you still the big white center, but now black can actually use the open c file to put pressure. So I think white is better, but I'm not sure actually. If you play a move like b6, what is, oh, you can go c6 because after takes there's probably some puzzle. Wait, no, there's a6 takes and b5. Wait, so wait, it said c6 was winning, now it doesn't. Now it says h3. H3, bishop h5 and c6, and at bishop d7 there's probably some with e5, right? Like e5 right away, takes, and bishop e4, rook d8, and apparently white is much better here due to the classic wooden shield. That doesn't mean that necessarily that white's gonna win, but I don't know. It's a good move though. I like where Ding is at with c5. I like what's going on here. This is what I would do if I was in this situation. Have I beaten Vishy Anand? Yeah, my score against Vishy Anand, actually, it's probably the best of any top player. My record against Vishy is 8 wins, 2 losses in classical chess. So I have a fantastic score against Vishy. Good morning, hardworking Hikaru. How's it going, Stefix? Hope you're doing well. Whoa, Nepo just takes instantly. Okay, this is not a good sign, by the way. This is not a good sign. Nepo is moving fast. I don't like it. So we're probably at e5, opening up the scope, queen to guard the pawn against the capture, and d5. Now the white pawns are marching up the center. I mean, maybe black is still okay after rook d8, but I'd be pretty scared here with this big white center. I'd be pretty scared here. E5. Wow, both players moving fast, by the way. So Ding now has switched the exact opposite way. Ding is either like semi-bluffing or playing with confidence. I don't know which one. But both players moving quickly now. Both players moving very quickly, so I don't know what's going on. This is very big change in the general demeanor, the general like sequences of moves here. I assume we're gonna get queen h6, only move to guard the pawn, because if you go at like b6, I just take the juicer, and then even like bishop f5, and white is just much better. Big weaknesses here. So I think queen h6 has to be played, only move here. Will there be a win today? I am feeling very much like this game is going to be decisive. I think Ding might win this game, actually. I think Ding might win this game. I think I like Ding's situation. I like everything that's going on. Well, I'll do a recap. I want to do a recap, but we have a couple of problems. First of all, I have to end the stream to do a recap. Secondly, there's the Olympic qualifier starting in like an hour 40, so there are multiple issues that we'll have to overcome. So I think what I want here is I want this to be a 6-hour game. I want this to be like a 6 or 7-hour game today, so that way we can do our coverage. I can play the Olympic qualifier. We can then get back to it. Olympic qualifier for what sport? For chess, you guys. For chess. Who knew? Chess is an Olympic sport. You got to be in great shape. Like, look at me. I'm getting all buff. I've lost like 7 pounds since I played the American Cup. It's a very, very physical, very demanding sport. You got to be in tip-top shape to play chess at the professional level. All right. You're here working while your president is drinking Guinness back home. Your president? Who's the president? You mean Joe Biden's drinking Guinness? Oh, that's right. Sorry, you're right. Joe Biden is you're right. Joe Biden is in he's in Ireland, isn't he, this weekend? He is. He can't make the coronation, but he's in Ireland. You're right. Yeah, I forgot. Recap on stream. No, you guys, and I'll tell you why I can't do a recap on stream. Kick at the moment, there are two issues with the vods that they haven't figured out yet. First one, there's no VOD track. So what that means is when we do the VODs, the music that you guys hear right now on stream is on the VOD. Now on Twitch it's not, because they have a separate VOD track. So once Kick implements a VOD track, that'll be a huge plus. Secondarily, d5 played quickly. Wow, Ding is moving fast. We're gonna get rook a8 or b6, I think almost immediately from Nepo here. So yeah, so I would say so there's no VOD track. Secondly, you can't create highlights like you can on Twitch. So for example, I could carve out a section of like 20 minutes on a Twitch during in real time from the Twitch VOD. I can create a highlight and then make that into a video, everything else. You can't do that on Kick yet, so that's why I can't do it on stream. So no recap yesterday. I was going to, but I fell asleep. Does Ding have the Hikaru Gotham extension? Maybe. Ding is playing fast. Very, very good stuff, by the way. Actually, let's see. They probably put the cams below, or did they not put any cams? No, there are no cams at all. So let's turn it off for the time being. And we'll wait to see some moves. But I love what Ding is doing. I think we're gonna get a decisive game. My score versus Anatoly Karpov is 1 win for me, and that's it. 1 win in Classical. We played a couple of games in Rapid and Blitz. I probably have to do a recap for this game, just because if Ding wins, it's very memey with the big white center here. I expect b6 or rook a8. I think b6 makes sense here because you guard the knight, you can reroute the knight, you can play rook a8 later, and it's not really clear what white is supposed to do. Like, white is better here, but I don't know how white proceeds because you can't really keep pushing p in the center. Pawns can become weak. Like, for example, you got some position like just to illustrate the point, where the pawns can become quite weak in the center. Even, for example, black can maybe play c6 later, and suddenly just like that, black is much better. So I think white is better with perfect play. Will Ding be able to play this like a stonkfish after b6? I'm not sure, but I think the fact that he's down the match makes it very, very important. I like the way that he's playing. So I like it. I do like it. So we'll see. Is a6 b5 ever an idea? Not really, because white can always go queen a4 and you're gonna have to go b6 anyway to guard the knight. Am I on Cameo? No, I'm not on Cameo, sorry. Maybe at some point I'll be on Cameo down the road, but not right now. Okay, so they're back. Okay. Oh, wait, is Nepo back? Nepo's not at the board. Actually, wait, we're back to the classic chair situation. Both players are missing. Yeah, we're back to the classic chairs world championship, I think, because Nepo is sitting in his back room. I assume if Nepo's in his back room, that's because Nepo is a little bit nervous. He's not feeling great about the position, and so he doesn't want to move immediately. No video, because right now they're not showing the cams, probably because nobody's sitting at the board. You can use a replay buffer. I don't even know what that means. I don't know what that means. But anyway, it's all good. Okay, we prefer chair versus chair. Yeah, if Nepo is nervous, he's probably just going to sit in the back room for like 10 or 15 minutes and try to calculate what's going on. I don't think Nepo went wrong here, by the way. I think it's very double-edged still. Very, very double-edged. Oh, today is Gary's. Oh, you're right. Today is April 13th. You're right. Today is Gary Kasparov's. Today is Gary Chess, the famous world chess champion. Today is his birthday. He turned 60 years old. He was born in 1963. So big shout out to Gary Chess, the inventor of this great game, one of the greatest players of all time. Hope he's having a fantastic 60th birthday in New York City. Big shout out to Gary. Why do they sit in the back? They sit in the back because they don't want to they don't want to sit at the board and deal with the cameras, basically, which I understand. So I've got the sexiest chessboard set up. Thank you so much. So I expect b6. I think b6 will be played pretty quickly by Nepo. I think we'll get c4, and then we're going to see what the plans are. White's plan probably go rook e4, rook e1, maybe h3, knight f3. Very dynamic position, though. Very, very dynamic position. Next Canada's chess tournament, I think, is sometime in 2024. I don't know when. We have more viewers than on FIDE or other sites. Well, what can I say, you guys? It's great. It's all good. Chess is popping off here on Kick. A big shout to the pretty consistent 3,000 plus people we have here every single day now watching. I'm glad that you guys have gotten over the fears, the hysteria that you'll see on media about Kick.com, trying to make it sound like it's like the worst thing ever. So big shout out to all you guys. Am I positive on JP Morgan? I don't know. I haven't been following earnings lately. I did see the airlines. I saw American was down 9%. I know Delta's reporting earnings this morning, DAL ticker. I haven't looked at them yet. I assume they report later, though. Yeah, they report much later. So we'll see what happens. What happens in the market today. I don't have a lot going on in the market. I mean, I did play an FRC recently, sort of like a just straight up a call option. Basically, I think either it's going to double or go to zero. So I basically am gambling a little bit on them. but I don't have a whole lot. A lot of my stuff lately is in dividend stocks and selling covered calls against my long positions that I have. I don't know where the market is going. I'm not very optimistic in general. I don't know. We've had a huge rally already this year. I don't really see much more of a rally coming, but we'll see. We'll see. Android app needs a lot of development. Well, it's all in beta. It's going to improve down the road. Let's see. We still don't have the cams on stream, so I'm not showing it at the moment. Maybe now we do. Let me see. No, we still don't. So I assume we're gonna get d5 b6. I'd be shocked if b6 is not played by Nepo here, simply because it's a logical move to protect everything. Nothing is hanging. Of course, we have a classic square box here with all these pawns and pieces on every which square. So this is more or less what I expect to happen. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. So we keep rolling along here again. Position looks relatively stable at the moment in terms of the fact that there's no like major chaos, but I do think that in the next like 3-4 moves it's going to get really spicy. How many games do these what play? Sorry you guys, let's use proper English. These guys are not these guys aren't something. Anyway, all right. I don't know. Okay, the cams are back, so let's turn them on. Nepo's sitting in his back room here. Let's see. Nepo is not at the board, by the way, you guys. Nepo is sitting in his back room. Nepo is not at the board. So all right, Nepo's sitting in the back room here. Well, it's his turn. We have, of course, the return of the classic World Chairs Championship. Nobody is at the table because it's a very nerve-wracking situation here for the players. So, of course, we're back to the World Chairs Championship as always. So, I think what I would say about this in general, as far as this game goes, is that my general read of the situation is that the players are very nervous. It's kind of like when you play poker. The tell here is that when the players are nervous or unsure, they're not going to sit at the board. They're going to be back in their room snacking, drinking some orange juice, and kind of trying to figure out what they're doing. Yeah, the best part of waking up is putting out Folgers. Well, I've got my instant coffee. I finished a little while ago, so we'll see. Yeah, waiting on a move here from Nepo though, but I think Nepo is gonna sit and wait for he's gonna wait until he has a move, and then he'll come back to the board and he'll make a move at that point. Would I sit at the table or would I keep going? Well, during the American Cup, I also was away from the board a lot. When it wasn't my turn, my opponents thought for like 20 minutes. I would just go sit in the back room with the monitor and just drink my coffee at the World Chess Hall of Fame. So it's not uncommon to do it, but every single move is definitely a little bit unusual, like every single move. But that being said, I told the story before previous stream, but I played the London Chess Classic, and one of the years that I played, the arbiters basically felt that like, or not felt, but they saw that the two people were getting up like a lot of times were myself and Jan Nepomniachtchi, and one of the arbiters basically at some point just started following us to the bathroom when we get up and leave the playing hall. So I am one of those people who does get up every quite frequently. Yeah, the arbiter basically followed us to the bathroom. So it's a little bit much. Do I think rapid format for World Championship will make it better? Rapid matters if I'm being blunt about what matters most. So what matters most is the best player in the world champion, Magnus Carlsen, is playing. If he's not playing in the best tournament when he's the best player in the world, nobody is going to care that much. People will still follow it, like we're following this and the games are exciting, but it still does not feel like the actual World Championship. And without the best player in the world with the biggest name recognition not playing, it's not going to it's just not going to be the same. That's the bottom line. Like if Magnus was playing this match, the viewership would probably be 2 or 3x at least. 2 or 3x for sure. But that's the reality. It's the reality of the world that we live in right now. I mean, the world champion, the best player in the world, is not playing, and it's just what it is. It is what it is. Okay, so cams are back. Let's see. Cams are back. Jan is back at the board now. So yeah, Jan is back at the board. FIDE is dying anyways. I mean, hard to judge whether FIDE is completely dying or not, but my general read on the situation is that basically rapid chess is becoming more and more in fashion, more so than classical chess. You know, if you're not drawing the viewers, like FIDE is not able to draw the viewers and monetize off of the viewership, that's going to be a big problem for them down the road. So all right, let's see. Nepo's back on the board. Nepo surely is going to make a move pretty soon. The year Michael Jordan went and played baseball, no one cared about the NBA finals that year. Yeah, actually very true too. Yeah, well, that's not completely true, because that was the year the New York Knickerbockers made the finals, right? That's when John Starks went 3 for, was it 3 for 17? He went 3 for 17, right? In game frickin' 7 against the Houston Rockets. Yeah. Yeah, bad memories, bad times. But anyway, it is what it is. Yeah, John Starks, he went like 3 for 17. It's 3 for 17 in game 7, I recall. But Sag. Anyway, back to the chess. Hikaru first 1 million on Kick. No, I mean Aiden Ross is like a couple 100,000 already, but it's really exciting times. We're here on Kick. We're building up chess on a new platform. I'm pretty excited. So far it's been amazing. Cannot complain. So Nepo thinking he's at the board here. We'll see what he comes up with in the next couple of moves. But I think right now this is the period where players are going to use time, and it's going to be imbalanced. Now Nepo is thinking, I expect b6. Rook d8 is a move also, but again, b6 makes sense because there's no obvious way for white to prove an advantage. It guards knight, creates a square, consolidates everything. It just guards, and again, I'd be shocked if he doesn't play b6. I would actually probably play b6 immediately, just because I'm a streamer first and I don't have to worry about the pressure. But again, Nepo using his time. So don't worry, even dream teams don't win the Olympics all the time. Yeah, that's true too. Your anecdotes are always fun. Thank you. That's awesome. Thank you so much, you guys. So all right, Nepo thinking, waiting for the move here. Does Kick have an app? They have an iOS app and an Android app. Apparently Android app's still a little bit glitchy, but they do have apps. Yeah. So okay, Nepo thinking, I expect b6, rook d8, other options. I think basically black has to go b6 or rook d8. I don't really see other moves that make a whole lot of sense here. Maybe rook e7 and rook e8 is possible. I mean, maybe rook e7, rook e8 also makes sense, but one of these three moves we played: b6, rook d8, or rook e7. I don't know which one. How is Nepo down 15 minutes? Because the position is fairly chaotic here. White has sacrificed a pawn to get the big white center, so it's chaotic. Is it first time alive in history when the champion alive abdicates and remains number 1? Yes, it is. So normally when the number 1 player abdicates, they generally quit. Well, I guess Garry Kasparov has broken away to form own organization, so he was clearly the number 1 player. But in a case where the player just abdicates and there's no intention of creating another rival organization, anything like that, it is unprecedented. Absolutely. Like Bobby Fischer gave up the title he didn't play chess for 20 years. Garry Kasparov gave up the title, but he did that to break away. He was still world champion when he broke away, I think. So he broke away as the world champion. So it is unprecedented. Yeah, unprecedented times. Nepo has the lead. He should play b6. I would expect b6 or okay, he plays rook d8. Yeah, like I said, I knew it was going to be one of the 3 moves. He plays rook d8 after a deep tank, and now we'll see what Ding's next move is. c4. Maybe you can even go b5 to chop away at this big white center potentially. I assume Ding will play c4 pretty quickly though. If Ding doesn't play c4 within like 5 minutes, I'd be shocked. I assume c4 and then b6 or maybe b5. But again, the problem with the position for Ding, however, is that even though you feel like he's got initiative, the big white center, how do you come up with a plan here? Because you'd love to stack the rooks on the e file, for example, like something like this, and then push e6 or d6, but you can't do it because it simply hangs the rook. And if you go rook e4, I play bishop f5, and if bishops come off the board, now black can just trade off everything, and these pawns are eventually going to become very, very weak. So it's also on Ding to come up with a plan after c4 b6, and I think this could also go the other way. Like I think there's a good chance Nepo could win this game too. It's just going to depend on the next like 5 moves. Yeah, a lot of pawn breaks, so next 5 moves are going to be uber critical here. Uber critical. Would I prefer playing against Nepo or Ding for a world championship? Hot take, I prefer playing against Ding for the simple fact that I think Jan is taking this match extremely seriously. He has many trainers for him. I think his preparation is just flat out better than Ding's preparation, so I would rather play Ding instead of Nepo. That's my hot take. I think Nepo's preparation is far more serious, far more professional in terms of having like a major team behind him, so I would much rather play Ding. That's just my take. I think Nepo has much more serious preparation, far more players. Supercomputer sure helps as well. Yes, yeah. I think there are chances that if I played Ding, I would survive the opening. So if I played Nepo, I'm not so sure that I would, basically. That's what I would say. So we get c4, like I said, played pretty quickly. I expect Nepo to play b6 pretty quickly too, by the way. I'd be surprised if Nepo doesn't play b6 very soon. I expect b6. I'd be very surprised if b6 isn't played here. f3 is also a move. F3 though, I mean, I think white can just ignore it with g3. Maybe not. Apparently bar goes down. F3 you're supposed to play rook e3 and like rook g3, and now the rook's very active. You can bring the other tower to the center. Like even some position like this looks quite scary. Now the rooks are very active. Even though black's temporarily up 2 pawns, big white center. I would not want to have this position. Yeah, I gotta surpass Daniel at bullet. I literally don't care, you guys. Don't care. People are making a big deal out of it. Doesn't matter. I mean, our ratings are 200 points off the all-time highs. Not a big deal. The Chess Olympics qualifier is going to be in about 1.5 hours. Registration opens at 7 a.m. I'm going to play it, I think. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. GMHikaru, your streams always make watching this ChessCom live stream useless. Okay, thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, b6 played quickly. Like I said, I know my chess, you guys. I said c4 would be played quickly. I thought b6 would be played quickly. Good time usage. Jan is down on time. He's got to move a little bit quicker. We're at move 18, so 22 moves in 1 hour and 6. And now we're gonna hit the moment of truth. Apparently h3 and queen c3 is good for white. Will Ding play like a queen c3 move, or apparently bishop e4? I mean, bishop e4 looks like an insane move. As a human, it looks insane. Well, I try to qualify for some of the other prestigious esports like tic-tac-toe. I played tic-tac-toe quite a bit when I was younger, but when you play x to e4, if you play o in any corner, it's a draw. And I figured this out many years ago, probably like 25 years ago at least already. So it's a forced draw if you play tic-tac-toe. The theory just dictates as a draw. So I don't know why I would. Have I ever hated chess with a passion? Hate is too strong a word. Have I been disenchanted with it? I have on many occasions. Yeah, because x in the center, you put o in corners. If you put any of the 4 above or on the sides, it's a forced loss. If you put any 4 corners, it's a forced draw. So yeah. So this is going to be an interesting decision from Ding here. He doesn't have a whole lot of options. I mean, h3, f3, queen c3 apparently is good, but queen c3 I just don't. I mean, I guess it guards the pawn, but it doesn't do much else, so it's not an obvious move at all. Maybe bishop e4 is good, but again, just hanging the pawn on purpose doesn't make sense. So this is a critical moment. I think Ding is going to go deep in the tank here, and this move I think is going to determine whether Ding keeps winning chance or potentially Nepo is able to win the game. Very crucial. Now queen c3 also makes sense, I realize, for another reason, because what you can do here is you can actually line up the double A battery with bishop c2 and queen d3. Maybe bishop a4 also an idea. Will Ding see this idea of bishop c2 bishop a4 or creating the battery with queen d3? Not obvious, not easy, very difficult. He might find it, but if he does find it, he's gonna have to use a bit of time here. He's gonna definitely have to use time. Like, this is either going to be a great situation or the end of the world for Ding. I think Ding is going to win or lose this game, and I think the next couple of moves are going to determine what happens. Bishop e4 doesn't hang the pawn because of course you have the classic fossil where everything comes off and you win the rook, but just putting the bishop on e4 and leaving this pawn loose on e5 when there's no clear-cut plan doesn't really make sense. Like, for example, if I go bishop h5, what's your next move? I mean, our e6 doesn't really make sense here because I can just trade and go bishop g6, and now once everything comes off, you're down a pawn, and both of these pawns are very weak here. So e6 is not a threat. d6 is obviously not a move either because I just take the pawn. So if you're not pushing the pawns, then what does bishop e4 do other than try to hope that your opponent is going to capture the pawn at e5? It's just not, it's not a thematic move. It doesn't feel right just to leave this pawn loose. So I don't really expect bishop e4. I think queen c3 after a bit of a think is possible. I think h3 definitely possible. I would guess one of these two moves will probably be played here. Question is, will Ding play it quickly or will he go into the tank for 20 minutes? That's the big question. f3 also, actually f3 is also a logical move too, but after f3 bishop c8, what is your next plan? Because now, like, you can't push, like, maybe you can stack the two. Actually, this looks reasonable. Maybe rook e2 and rook e1. Apparently after c6 d6, what, f6, black is breaking up the chain of pawns and white's in a lot of trouble. So I mean, after the idea of stacking would make some sense, but I don't know what Ding is going to do here. This is a very, very tough situation. Bishop e4 is not going to be played. I'd be very surprised if he plays bishop e4. I mean, it's also maybe it makes some sense because knight b7, you have d6 to fossilize the knight on b7 here, but that's about the only idea that would, for a human, make sense to play bishop e4. I don't expect bishop e4. I'd be very surprised. I mean, knight b3 is a move, but the problem is after we trade and I go a5, now I'm just up a pawn, and you do have the big white center, but you really can't push forward. So I think long term white's going to end up worse here. So I think bishop e4 won't be played. I think we're gonna get queen c3 or h3. That's my guess. F3, just also F3 feels kind of wrong because I feel like at some point you want the square for the knight. Like say you go just to illustrate the point, if you can get this knight to f3, you support the pawn at e5, knight can jump. Knight looks good on f3, so playing f3 and taking away the square from the pony, it just feels a little bit wrong. So I assume we're gonna get h3 or queen c3. I don't know which one, but one of the two. That's my guess. Actually, bishop f5 also makes sense too, but bishop f5 is trading off a piece here, and now I have knight c6, and now the knight is jumping, and this is actually already just bad for white. So bishop f5 is a mistake because this knight is boxed out right now. Knight's stuck on the rim. In fact, even if the knight goes to b7, it can't jump anywhere because the pawn covers the square. So the knight is kind of stuck on the rim here. It's boxed by all these pawns. So bishop f5 should never be played here. So f3 doesn't make sense. Bishop f5. I think queen c3 will be played after a bit of a think. It basically creates an idea of a double threat. Basically, you want to go here to line up the battery. You also have bishop a4 ideas, and you also overprotect the pawn. But again, it doesn't have a concrete plan behind it. Without knowing the actual valuation that the computer likes to move, it's not an easy move to play here. Not easy at all. I'm scared because I want Ding to win, but Jan is kind of better mostly on end games. I don't know if Nepo is better in end games, but I will say that this position here is very double-edged. One wrong move from Ding and this could completely go wrong. One wrong move and I think Nepo could win this game. So the margins are very, 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 very fine here for both players. Like if white plays well, white will Ding will prove an advantage. If Ding makes one mistake, there's a good chance he could end up much worse, if not losing the game. So very, very thin margins for both players here. And so this is going to be an exciting game. This is going to be an exciting game. It's not going to be a quick game. We're not going to have a quick result here. It's looking good. Ding does look much more confident today. Absolutely he does. Yes. If Ding loses the match, it's probably over because then it's a rest and he has to play again with the black pieces. I don't see it. I did not bet on the winner. I told a couple of people who asked me about it, I said that if I had to bet, I would bet on Nepo. I did say that. So it's, yeah. How would Gary find a draw? I don't know. If Ding doesn't win this game, it's also very bad, but I do think this game is going to be decisive. I don't think this game is going to be a draw. I will say that, because there are no draw offers before move 40. So with no draw offers, finding a repetition here is borderline impossible. So yeah, I think queen c3 or h3, one of those two moves will be played. I don't know which one. Such a high analysis, but thank you for explaining these ideas. No problem, you guys. I do what I can, of course. You know, I hope you guys enjoy the commentary. Big shout out to everybody who's just waking up here in North America. If you woke up at the start of the game, to give a light recap, we had the English opening played by Ding Loren, 1 c4. Having c4 is definitely a very explosive idea. We got a pretty standard English here. The 4 knights English with e3, bishop b4. Nepo captures. We get this line where white takes a double pawns, tries to build a big white center. I do think Nepo confused the move order here because probably he had seen a line with d3, knight f4, where this position is equal. But when white goes d4 in one turn, this knight f4 move is not as effective. Computer doesn't love it. Gives white an advantage. Hard to say exactly why. Probably because of the big white center. Not a whole lot has happened since then. Apparently knight a5 not the best move, but nonetheless, we have this very dynamic position here. Wait, has this been played? No, it hasn't been played. We have this very dynamic position where white has these pawns in the center. He's down a pawn, but the extra pawn is a stacked pawn, so white is perhaps a little bit better, but very, very tricky to play for both sides here. Aren't both Ding's games with white out of character for his style and not a style? Absolutely. Actually, you guys, that's one thing we haven't spoken about, is that the style of the style of this position of these games that Ding has had with white are very dynamic, very aggressive. Ding is definitely a quieter player. He likes to play quieter positions. So I actually agree that Ding is kind of going outside of what he's known for. That being said, he can play. Of course, he's a 2800 level player. He can play any position. But I do agree that it's a little bit different. This feels more like a Richard Rapport style, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Chat here is better than chat on Twitch for sure. It's more funny and on point. I'm loving it here on Kick. I'm loving it. We've got great audience, great numbers, feels very comfortable. It's all really, really good. I think it's a bad thing objectively, but we'll see. Objectively, I think it's a bad thing being aggro like this, trying to play like he's Richard Rapport when he's not Richard Rapport. But again, we'll see. We'll see. Un bacio dall'Italia ti voglio bene. Okay, thank you for the kiss. But anyway, hope you're doing well too. Hope everyone in Italy is doing well. Why do your fans love you so much? Because I grind, I work hard. I'm the hardest working chess streamer, content creator out there. Plain and simple. So Richard is not a top player. Richard can be a top player. He can also be extremely inconsistent. Rapport is a very hard player to judge. Sometimes he plays really good chess, sometimes he plays really bad chess. Very up and down player. There's no in between. So yeah. So we'll see. Nepo rejected a draw in the cans versus Ding. That is true. Yes. But we'll see. Richard Rapport is like 2740 right now. I would say Richard Rapport is a lot like Dubov, very creative, but he's a little bit more consistent than Dubov, which is why his rating is about 30 points higher. But anyway, did Dr. Disrespect ever send you a bottle? No, but when he actually comes over to Kick, I expect to do collabs with him. So anyway, let's see. Sorry, so as I was saying, back to the game. Probably queen c3, maybe f3 will be played here. Anyway, let's keep going with the game. Probably queen c3 or h3, I should say, not f3. But we'll see. Anyway, we'll see. You never know. So queen c3 probably makes sense. h3 makes sense. f3 maybe a move as well, but who knows what we're gonna get in this position, and we'll go from there. Do the players get rating points for every game they win? They do. Yes, they do get points for every game they win. If you win the candidates and Magus volunteers to be your second, do you accept? That'd be an interesting idea. Yeah. Will I play chess after this game? Yes, we're gonna be playing in the Olympic chess qualifier in about an hour and 15 minutes. So we're probably covering this and that. I think right now they're not showing the cams again, right? They're not showing the cams, or they are again. Okay, there we go. So all right. So okay. So okay, in this position b6 played here. So I'm playing the qualifier in an hour, so we're gonna be toggling probably between the game and playing. It's a Swiss tournament. It's like 10 rounds. Yeah. When does the Pro Chess League come back? It'll be a while. It'll be a while. Do I wish I was playing there? You were awfully close to qualifying. On the one hand, yes. On the one hand, no. I mean, I would have lost months of streaming time, months of income probably to play the match. And it would have hurt like, you know, the whole social media aspect of everything I'm doing. On the other hand, it would have been cool to play a match. So it would have been it would have been a mixed bag really. That's what I would say. It would have been a very mixed bag. Lecco is one of the seconds of Nepo. He is, yeah. So okay, Ding is deep in the tanker. Like I said, very critical moment in the game. Ding has to use his time. Will he come up with a good decision, or will he make a bad decision here? I do think also the players are going to get low on time. We're on move 18, only a little over an hour on the clock. So I think we're going to have a situation where this turns into a rapid game potentially, which should favor Jan Nepomniachtchi. So that's that. It would have boosted your overall image and fame. I'm not sure if that's true actually, you guys, because one of the things that people forget about social media is if you take long breaks, that hurts your brand immensely. You have to keep your viewers, your fans engaged, and when you take long breaks away, that will hurt. There are viewers who will leave and never come back. You have seen that. We have seen that. So it's not so clear, you guys. It's not 100% a clear cut one way or the other. So okay, Ding in the deep tank here. Those daily world chess match recamps by you would hit hard though. That's probably true. But you know, like I said, mixed bag. I don't think it would have been all great. I don't think it would have been all bad. It would have been somewhere in between. So you're hoping Ding clutches this. Like I said, critical moment here. If Ding plays a couple of good moves, he's going to be better. He's going to have winning chance. If he doesn't play a couple of good moves, there's a very high chance that Nepo could end up with a better position and good winning chances too. So we'll see. We'll see what Ding comes up with very, very soon. Once again, a big shout out to all you guys who are watching here on kick.com. Nearly 4,000 people again on this fine Thursday morning. So I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and we are covering chess. I will be playing the Olympic qualifier a little bit later, so probably we'll be doing that. We'll be toggling between the two when Ding's not playing, or when sorry, not when Ding's not playing, but when I was going to say something, but I forget what I was going to say, but we'll see. How do GMs know that a move is critical and invest time in it? GMs know that move is critical and invest time in it by intuition. Sorry, by intuition. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is going to be a very exciting game. That's what I'm going to say, you guys. I think I'll tell you my predictions. This is going to be a 4-hour plus game. This is going to be a game that goes beyond the first time control. That I'm pretty confident in saying. I don't think it's going to be a draw, or at least not. It's a draw. It's going to be a very, very long game that ends in a draw. H3 played, like I said, I thought H3 or Queen C3 were the two most logical moves. We do get one of the two logical moves. I assume bishop h5 g6 to trade the bishops makes sense. Bishop c8 also not crazy, but again, after knight f3, now the knight is really, really well placed. No bishop g4. White's central pawns are very menacing now, so I think bishop h5 will be played very quickly by Jan to go bishop g6, trade off some bishops, because again, White's advantage here is space in the center, but he has gambited a pawn, so if you can trade off a lot of pieces here, it will eventually be more and more favorable for Jan Nepomniachtchi. So I expect bishop h5 and bishop g6. So that's what I expect here, but again, we will see if that's what we get or if we get something else down the road. Talking about choose chairs, do the players get to choose what chair they sit in at the board? Yes, you guys, they do get to choose the chair they're sitting in. Yeah, I expect bishop h5. I'd be very surprised if we get bishop c8 here. Very surprised. I don't expect it, but we could get it, of course. It's definitely possible, but I just it feels bad. With the knight and the pawns in the center, it just feels bad. I mean, bishop h5 to trade off the bishop, like the bishop is very well placed on d3, eyeing the pawn on h7. It makes a lot of sense. So I don't expect bishop c8. I'd be very surprised if it's played, but I expect bishop h5, like something like bishop h5, maybe queen c3, rook e7, and then rook e8. And I don't know why white is better according to the computer. I really don't. Did you read about Ding's breakup with his girlfriend, and that's why he was slightly occasionally emotionally unstable the first two games? If you live, is there an article about that? I didn't hear anything about that. I didn't hear an article, or I didn't see an article. Not here. Can't think. Ding, I mean, I guess I'll just Google it. Let me see. I didn't see anything about that. Yeah, oh, there's an article. Oh wait, there's an article. Okay, Ding is thing is, so let's read this article briefly. Okay, let's read this article. What is this article? Okay, let me stop the music for a second. Let's read this article. This article says, here we go. Okay, this article says, stressed and downcast, Ding learned grappling with much more than Jan Nepomniachtchi. Depressed, mind in a strange place, emotionally awash by memories that China is clearly struggling with his mental health. Okay, Ding Liren looked lost. It was a fairly simple release the pressure sort of question posed by a Twitter user at the press conference on Monday. What would you be if not a chess player? Jan Nepomniachtchi would go first, saying how there are many teachers in his family, and then he might have become one himself. Ding thought long and hard for 25 seconds. He struggled to think of an let me adjust the scene just for a second as well. Sorry, it's where is it? Let me adjust just a little bit. Okay, so it says Ding thought long and hard for 25 seconds. He struggled to think of an alternate career option before managing. It's hard to say. At the same press conference, he had been asked if he felt better while playing game 2 than he did in game 1. Once again, he could only say it's hard to say. Monday had been a demoralizing day for Ding, who had lost game 2 to his Russian rival in 29 moves, but you needn't look at the scoreboard to know what had happened. One look at the body language of both contenders at the post-game media interaction at Astana St. Regis Hotel would have sufficed. The Russian Nepomniachtchi was so buoyed that he was cracking self-deprecating jokes about not being able to part with snacks in his room back at the Dubai World Championship 2 years ago. The Chinese challengers seem to be in mental turmoil, which by itself is not rare for high stakes game like the World Championship. But while most chess players get adept at hiding their inner mental state behind poker face visages, Ding has dropped his guard and shown his cards at every public appearance in Astana so far. After the first game, he had offered up an x-ray of his emotional state. I'm not happy with the way I played. I'm a bit depressed, Ding admitted after game 1. I don't think about chess so much at the start of the game. My mind was very strange, had many feelings and many memories. Strange things happened. I thought maybe there was something wrong with my mind. Maybe it was the pressure of the match. He even told Spain's El País before the event started that he'd been struggling over the last couple of years to deal with a bad breakup. What? I have to go back to being the 2019 me. Then the pandemic came, and at the same time I had a crisis with my girlfriend, and we ended up breaking up. Chess now fills my life, but I also have a good friend. She and my team of analysts. Actually, wait a second. Wait, this last sentence is weird. Wait, chess now fills up my life, but I also have a good friend. She and my team of analysts pulled me out of emotional slumps very well. Wait, what? Wait, sorry. I mean, this looked okay. this is feeling very sad. It's like wait, chess now fills my life, but I also have a good friend. She and my team. I mean, maybe that's like a translation or something, but definitely that doesn't sound like bad news, does it? She and my team of analysts pulled me out of emotional slumps very well, he told the Spanish publication before the World Championship started. That's not bad, is it? That's not bad. I mean, I don't know. Anyway. All right, so yeah, okay, let's get back to the chess. Of course, I'll put the music back on as well. But yeah, that's life. Okay, here we go. Let me adjust the board, of course. And there we go. So okay, let's see. We have Ding has played bishop e4. He's made a move. We have bishop h5, bishop e4 being played here. So this is the current position. In an important move here, bishop e4 played by Ding in this position. That being said, you guys, I will say, however, it is a little bit odd. I mean, like if you had a breakup during COVID, it's 3 years later and he played great in the can. It's kind of weird that would still be on his mind, honestly. I mean, I'm not like trying to be critical, but it's kind of weird that after 3 years that would still be on his mind. Like or that would be affecting him in this event. Like it just seems like a bit much to me. I mean, 3 years is 3 years. He's reminiscing, sure. I mean, I guess you can reminisce, but I don't know. It just seems a little bit odd that after 3 years that would be on his mind. Guess it depends on the relationship, maybe. It's just kind of odd. It's just kind of odd to me, but I don't know. So yeah. He might still love her, not that you would know. That's true. Yeah, you never know. Pandemic induced nostalgia, true. Yeah. No, I mean, COVID in China, COVID was no joke at all. No joke at all. Yeah. I mean, I like let's be honest. Like I guess like yeah. Thank you so much, Kimchi. Thank you for that message, Kimchi. Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, it happens, you guys. It happens. So that's life. You move on. Life goes on. It's all good. You know, it's like they say, there's high tide, there's low tide, and there's high tide again. So yeah. Who knows? Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, life goes onion. Super GM dating advice incoming. It's not super advice dating. I mean, I myself had a breakup during COVID, so like I mean, I in a way I'm almost talking from personal experience, but yeah, I mean, life goes on. Life does move on. Time never stops. You just keep moving on. So anyway, I'm back to the position. We have this position after bishop e4. Maybe the idea is to go queen c3 at some point. No, we're not having story time. I mean, we're not having story time right now. So true, you and Levy haven't streamed together in a long time. That's a good one. Okay, so bishop e4, probably rook e7, rook e8 makes most sense. You can't go knight b7 because of d6, so you can't move the knight. c6, d6. maybe it's playable with f6, but this feels very, very committal to do this. And if you're going to play c6 and f6, you have to go for it now rather than using half an hour to play it. So it's a very, very tricky situation. MasterChef, we're continuing later on. Yeah, MasterChef. BRK up with Levy. Very funny, you guys. Very funny. BRK, of course. Berkshire. Speaking of Berkshire, Berkshire's pretty amazing. Berkshire's pretty amazing. Great stock. Yeah, let's wait for a move here. Bishop e4, still waiting for something. Yeah, we're covering season 1. I'm gonna cover MasterChef the rest of season 1 like today and in the coming weeks. Olympic tournament starts in 1 hour. Yeah, 1 hour, you guys, so fairly soon. So waiting for a move here from Jan. I assume rook e7, rook e8 will be played at some point, but still waiting on a move. Of course, no cams at the moment. We're seeing ads, so that's why I don't have it up. Yeah, I guess rook e7 and rook e8 is what I would play here, or bishop g6. Bishop g6 is the other move, but after knight f3, like here, white's gonna win this pawn at f4, and white's got a great knight in the center. So I feel like rook e7 and rook e8 makes a lot of sense here. Makes a lot of sense. Who else is playing the tournament? I don't know who's playing. Bitcoin buy or sell. I don't have a strong opinion. I haven't looked at Bitcoin this morning. I mean, it's gone up a lot. Also, Bitcoin is at 30K. I feel like it's peaked out though. My intuition is that Bitcoin is kind of peaked out at the moment. That's just my intuition. Of course, it's my opinion, not financial advice, but I do think it's kind of peaked out. Peaked where it's at. Rook takes e5 looks free, but it loses to the fossil. Bishop takes with check. Queen guards bishop. Takes, and rook takes e5 is simply winning for white. Simply winning for white. Yeah. Probably rook e7, rook e8. Yeah, we watched MasterChef. We watched first 2 episodes of season 1. We're gonna keep watching it. So yeah. I expect rook e7, rook e8. That's my guess. No cam still, in case you guys are wondering. Doesn't it feel like black has less options? Yeah, black doesn't have a lot of options, which is good and bad. It's good from the standpoint of being able to like zone in on 1 or 2 moves. It's also makes it more difficult for white to play, because white does have more options than black generally. Like after rook e7, for example, it's not clear to me what white's plan is. You can't push p in the center of the board. If you go queen c3, there's rook e8. I think Nepo's going to play rook e7 or rook d7. I think he's going to go one of these 2 rook moves. Rook d7 maybe is dubious because there might be some tricks with e6. Like this wooden shield kind of gets a little bit scary, so I think he's going to play rook e7. If Jan is on, he's going to play rook e7 here. Skip to season 4. No, you guys, because we already started season 1, so we keep doing it. No, sir, we don't do that here. Goodbye, dude. We don't do that here. Thanks so much GM Magnus Carlson for subscribing. Thanks so much to GM Magnus Carlson. Appreciate it. Yes, thank you. I just banned him. Don't worry, you guys. I just banned him. That is one of the issues. There's no auto mod. There's no auto mod. Thanks so much GM Magnus Carlson. How's it going? Hope you're doing well in Los Angeles. Hope all is good, Magnus. So thanks so much to Magnus Carlson. Yeah, Nepo's doing pretty well so far. I mean, I assume we're going to get bishop g6, not bishop g6, sorry, rook e7. Bishop g6, not really a great move. Rook takes the e5, loses to the fossil with bishop takes pawn check. Takes, rook takes. Now white is a rook for a bishop, and white is completely winning. So, all right. Yeah, there's no auto mod. That's another thing. That's probably one. I think with Kick intending to bring more people over, that's maybe the single biggest thing that they need to implement is auto mod. That's what they need. There's no board showing right now, so we'll pop up the board once it's back and we'll go from there. That's what we'll be doing. Magnus will be a second for Hikaru in a world championship. That'd be pretty awesome if he is. But anyway, all right, they should be back in a second with the cams. Yeah, this is an important moment. Very, very important moment here. Let's see. What will Jan do? I expect rook e7. But it's interesting that today Jan looks actually significantly more stressed than he did before. Like Jan actually looks stressed. At the moment, Jan looks quite stressed. Like he definitely looks stressed in a way that he didn't look the last 3 days. Like you can see it very clearly on his face that there's no smile. I expect rook e7. I mean, just because after bishop f3 you go bishop g6. If here now you can actually take the pawn, so you have to go here rook e8, and I don't see a follow-up for white here. I mean, bishop d1 is the best one to go bishop a4. I mean, it's very dank, very dank. I really want to see rook e7 because I want to see if Nepo, or not Nepo, sorry, Dean can find this idea with his bishop d1. I want to see if he can find it because it's very dank, very difficult to find, not easy whatsoever. Is prep shared amongst the team, or is it only the top player allowed to use it? I think generally during matches prep is shared amongst the team, but it's different depending on who your team is. So for example, when I played in the Canada's tournament last July, when I played in the Canada's tournament, I had 3 people working for me. I think it's pretty well known who they are. The three people, or sorry, 2 people, no, 3 people. Yeah, I had 3 people working for me. The 3 people that I had working for me were Samuel Shanklin from the United States of America, very strong grandmaster. I was also working with Nicholas Huschenbeth from Germania, also a strong grandmaster, and of course Chris Littlejohn, my longtime more ads, my longtime second trainer who I've worked with for many years. So I was working with all 3 of them, but the prep, for example, Christopher Littlejohn is not a professional player. He's rate, if he actually played chess and had a better memory, he'd probably be about 2400, but because he doesn't have a memory and he doesn't play that much chess, his rating is about like 2250 or so, and so he doesn't play professionally. So like when I got files from like Nicholas Huschenbeth and Samuel Shanklin, those files were not shared between Shanklin and Huschenbeth. Chris basically got the files, and he would play around with the files and make changes and do things like that. So because Chris is not a player, there's no issue whatsoever. But for example, like with the Russian teams where you have like multiple super grandmasters who are playing and all these other things, and you don't have someone to like organize the files, I don't know how it works exactly. No idea how it works. Not sure. Very funny, Spotted Cookie. No, I'm not dating him on. Anyway, so it just depends on the situation and what like how it all works. So that's kind of what it comes down to. Like in my case, it was very easy because the files don't get shared between the grandmasters. But Nepo's team, they probably are sharing files, and who knows if there are like restrictions on who can use what files. In the meantime, let me join this club. Let me refresh this page and join the event. How do I join the event? Actually, it doesn't let me join. Or I guess I can click this. Let me see if I can register this way. So yeah, it's taking longer to load this. Okay, there we go. So I joined the event. It's starting in 56 minutes. So we'll be playing this event later on, but let's keep covering the event. I just want to make sure I join the event. And here we go. Let me close this. Let me close that. Okay, so bishop e4, waiting for a move from Nepo here. Am I coming to München? Not for a while. No. Hikaru is the hardest working streamer. He is 100% dating a billionaire. Thank you, you guys. Yeah, thank you. That's a good one. Is this event public? I don't know. No idea. So okay, so after bishop e4, rook to e7 is probably the best move here. Rook e7 is the best move here for black. There probably are moves like bishop g6. I don't know what other moves are possible. Isn't the Lakers owner yeah, Genie Bus, yes, exactly, yeah, billionaire, yep. So let's see what Nepo is going to play here, whether he plays rook e7, whether he plays bishop g6, whether he plays like queen g5, another option in terms of a move that's possible. Nepo is slowly getting low on time. I mean, slowly, yeah, I still got 15 minutes here, so the game has a long way to go in this position. Why can't Nepo take on e5 here? Because after rook takes e5, there's bishop takes h7 here, which wins this rook on e5 in this position. It's weird that Jan's taking time here since there aren't a lot of options. Yeah, I mean, I guess rook e7 is the most obvious one, or bishop g6. Got any coffee already? I had coffee a little while ago. So I think rook e7 is the best move by far. Rook e7, rook e8. I don't see many other options here that Nepo can go for. I mean, maybe there are there are other options, but I expect rook e7 and rook e8 should be played. Is Nepo more confident in interviews? I don't know if he actually is. Possibly from 0 to GM in 1 year. Not possible. No. So yeah, Nepo using time here. Do we have a cam? I think we do have a cam. Let's see. Do we have cams? No cams still. So we'll pull it back up when we do have cams. What would be the dumbest move here? I don't know if there is a dumbest move per se. I mean, rook takes e5 loses the game. Bishop g6 is probably a bad move, but rook e7, for example, I think is a completely reasonable move in this position. What does the engine say? The engine says rook e7 is apparently equal 0.00. But we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if Nepo finds rook e7. If he doesn't find rook e7, I think that it's going to start getting very scary because he's getting very low on time as well. So let's see. Let's see what Nepo is thinking at the moment. Only a dummy would play pawn c6. I mean, c6 is a move, knight b7 maybe a move, but I mean, rook e7, it does not seem like a hard move to play here. I'm using OBS, you guys. We're using OBS. Yeah. Ding has a lot of Ding sits the board a lot. Yeah, Ding is sitting at the board quite a bit today. I mean, I think Ding. Okay, rook e7 is played. Wow. Nepo finds rook e7 after a very long thing. Very well played. Well played by Ding. I'm actually very impressed by this move. This is an impressive move. Impressive decision by Ding, or by Nepo, I should say. Very impressive. I stand impressed. Yeah, because now you just want to stack the two rooks on e7 and e8 and play queen g5 under quite a bit of pressure too. I really like this decision. Yeah, Ding's options here, I'm not actually sure. I mean, oh wait, we could actually get, oh wait, no, this doesn't work. I was really scared that we could get a repetition, but we can't get a repetition because if you go bishop e4, you hang the pawn, so no repetitions. At least I was very scared for a second. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really I don't really like this position for Ding in some ways. I do and I don't. Like it's a love-hate situation. Like I think the problem for Ding is that while I think that white is probably better objectively, you're down a pawn, and for us humans who are not computers, I think it's very, very difficult to get to such a point. So, all right. Let's see. Yeah, so queen c3, bishop f3. I don't see many other moves for white here. Knight f3 maybe a move, but after rook e8, for example, you have a lot of pressure on his pawn at the center of the board. I mean, I think that at this point, I'm kind of worried here. I'm worried. I'm worried for Ding a little bit. So let's see what Ding intends to do here. I mean, queen c3, bishop f3. Ding, of course, using a lot of time as well, I think. I don't know what else you can really do here. Thanks so much, Train Wrecks, for the raid. Thanks so much, Train Wrecks, for the raid with 9,100 viewers. Thanks so much, Train. Big shout out to Mr. Train Wrecks himself, the man, the myth, the legend. Thank you so much for the raid. We are here covering chess, of course. I think some of you guys were here the other day when Train raided as well. We're covering this great game of chess. We're covering the World Chess Championship. This, of course, when I say World Championship, means it is a tournament to determine who the world champion is. Same way that you have in like boxing, for example, where you have who is actually I don't follow boxing closely, so I'm not sure who the heavyweight champion is. It's not Tyson Fury anymore, I don't think, but that's what we're doing right now. We're covering a tournament that's being played live in the country of Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan, of course, what's it? Great country. I don't remember the phrase, but anyway, thank you so much to Trainwrecks for the raid. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Tyson Fury is still the world champ. Yeah, so we have the World Chess Championship now. It does not feature the best chess player currently, Magnus Carlsen, who's busy playing poker in Los Angeles. But thank you so much, Borat. Yeah, it's like great country, #1 in the world, whatever the saying is. But thank you so much for the raid. Thanks to my man Train. Appreciate it. Thank you. So those of you guys who are watching, we're kind of reaching a critical moment. The players are getting down to like 1 hour. We're on move number 20 in this game. They have 20 moves to make in the next hour. Someone runs out of time, they will lose the game. So hopefully the action does pick up. Almost 13k viewers. Wow. Yes, thank you so much, Train, for the raid. I do appreciate it. How many rounds are this? Is a long ass tournament. I'll just say it. It's a very long ass match. You have 14 rounds. So this is game number 4. We've had 2 draws and 1 win for the Russian player Jan Nepomniachtchi. So in order to win the whole match, you need to get to 7.5 points. So if there are 13 draws and 1 win, you have a winner. Somebody has to win one of the games at some point, though, to even it out. Is Train a chess streamer? No, he streams primarily slots. He would like this. I used to I think was one of the early guys who did the whole MasterChef meta on Twitch way back in the Stone Age, and I'm doing that now a little bit as well. So he's a slots GM. Yeah, I saw him streaming last night. I didn't watch super closely. Also, I assume Train is getting ready for CSGO too, right? Because he probably didn't get access to he didn't get the early access to it, but he's probably getting ready to play CSGO as well. That's a good point. So anyway, those of you guys who are watching, we are of course covering this chess match, which is happening right now. Will we watch 2 episodes of MasterChef? Yeah, we can watch 2 today if you guys want. Back down to 6.5k. You guys chill. We're just having a good time. We're covering chess. We're just keeping it all real. So this game is insane, bro. Chess is deep. Chess is fun, but it also can be too deep, because sometimes, like right now, we're in the situation where the players haven't made a move in like 10 minutes, and chess is a game that teaches you about patience, something that Train, I think, would agree with, that is very lacking in the world today. People, like, they see these like 5-second clips, they just decide the headline is the headline, nothing else matters, and at the end of the day, that's probably the best thing about chess, is that it teaches you to have patience and not like rush to make a move, make a decision. You know, you don't feel that temptation of the same kind of way, or at least you're able to temper it somewhat when you do play chess. What's up, Shroud's not here. So anyway, come on baby. Queen. Train would say here. Train would say queen. One of the slots games is queens, I'm guessing, something like that. Yeah. So anyway, you guys, that's what we're doing right now. Now, the one thing that also makes chess very hard as a game conceptually is we have piece value. So it's like pawns are worth 1 each. So these are worth 1. Knights and bishops are generally worth 3 each. Rooks are worth 5. Queens are worth 9. So queens, most powerful piece in chess, obviously, as we know from the top G. You can just queens move all over the board. They jump all over the place like yachts. Kings can only move 1 square at a time. So there you have these piece values, but the one thing that makes chess very hard is, like, in this situation, if we do the counting, you'll see that white is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Black is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So black has an extra pawn, so black is +1 by the basic maths that we know of. However, because the pawns are very far up the board in the center here, they kind of restrict black's pieces. So sometimes the material imbalances don't work out the way that math does. It's like, 6 is greater than 5, but in chess sometimes 9, sometimes 1 is greater than 9. That's the problem. De trois quatre cinq six sept huit neuf dix. You want me to count in French? Why would I? Don't bother trying to teach train wreck. You guys, come on, chill. We're trying to be positive here. Again, if you try to grow the game, a lot of people actually, once they get into chess, they get very hooked on it. So it's a very, very good game. It's a very good game to play, especially if you want to have patience. Specifically, that's what you want. Who decided the rating of the pieces? That's actually a question I don't know the answer to. Am I going crazy with this Randall? Yeah, a lot of people have said that I look like Randall Park. I don't know. I think the cadence of my voice and certain things are like him. Of course, Randall Park is Korean and I'm only 4% Korean, so a slight difference, of course, at the end of the day. But yeah, many people have said that they've said that they're like, am I you sound and you look like Randall Park. I'm not Randall Park, of course. But yeah, it is what it is, you guys. 4%. Well, I did the 23andMe. I mean, I did 23andMe. I did the 23andMe. I'm like 0.7% Madagascarian, I think. Let me sign in. I can probably show you guys. Let me see if I can remember my password. If I can't, I forgot my password. Okay, I forgot my password, so let me just do my log and I'll show you guys in a second. Yeah, I'm like 0.4% Madagascarian. Okay, reset the password. There we go. Okay, I'll show you in a second what I got on my profile. We got to move, by the way. Okay, where do I click on it? Ancestry report. There we go. Come on, load it. Yeah, you want my ancestry? Here you guys go. Here's my ancestry. Or let me change the scene. Where were we? Nope. Is this better? This is better, right? No, it's still not good. Let me adjust this. Yeah, it's yeah, what is it? Let's see. Yeah, you guys were asking what my ancestry is. Let me move the cam, of course. Yeah, my ancestry is 51.5% Northwestern European, 28.3 French and German, 11.4% Scandinavian, 9.7% British and Irish Isles. So 9.7% British Isles, broadly Northwestern European, 2.1%. East Asian is 48.4%. That's like a lot of Asia, by the way. That's like a lot of Asian. But Japanese 41.3%. Okay, as expected. Korea, oh no, I was wrong. It changed 7.1. Oh, it changed to 7.1. It was like 4%, but now it says 7.1. 7.1% Korean, huh? That changed. And unassigned is 0.1. I think unassigned is like Madagascarian, right? Or not? Wait, I thought I had Madagascarian. If I zoom out, yeah, it's Madagascar. Madagascar is right down here. You see the red for Madagascar. Wait, where's the Madagascarian from though? It's not showing. Where's my Madagascarian? Yeah, it's not showing because it's probably too little, but you guys do see that right down here. You see this red, this is Madagascar. So I have some Madagascarian in me. Yeah, I have Madagascarian in me. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm 0.1% from Africa, 0.1% from Madagascar. So it's all good. It's all good. As 23 and me, I did it like years ago. But anyway, let's go back to the chess. And we keep going. Where were we? There we were. Okay. So yeah, anyway, just want to point that out for anybody who's asking me where I'm from. I'm proudly African. I'm like 0.1%. That's what I am. Okay, back to the chess. We do have a move here. We have queen c3 played in this game between Ding Liren Ding Liren and of course Jan Nepomniachtchi here. Queen c3 played. White is these pawns in the center of the board here. We'll see what Nepo is going to do. He's probably going to play rook b e8 or rook d8 and put the stacks on the file. Like rook here, you get the double stack with the two towers. Try to win the material in the center of the board and keep going. Who believes in that ancestry stuff? I don't know. I mean, I thought it was accurate. I don't know. I just joined the game. Anything special happened? It's an exciting game. It's fairly balanced so far. Wait, balanced maybe is the wrong way of putting it. It's fairly stable position at the moment. Let's not watch Irina. Okay, I can turn off the cams if they're not showing the board. They're not showing the board right now. But anyway, yeah. So as I was saying, stable position. White's down a pawn here. He's got a big white center here with the pawns on c4, d5, e5. Black, however, has the rooks not stacked. You can go queen g5, put pressure on the pawn on g5. Queen c3 is not shocking. But after queen g5, I don't know what the next move is. That's the problem. Like you go rook d8. I guess you go bishop c2. But even this after queen g5, how are you protecting the pawn? It's not completely clear cut. We appreciate your coverage and dedication. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I don't know. This is going to get very, very messy though. After rook e8, bishop c2, queen g5, which I expect is going to happen in this game very, very soon. I could be wrong, of course, but that's what I do expect. Why is f3 a bad move here? F3 would be a bad move because what it does is it takes away a square from the pony. This is also why chess is a very hard game, because down the road you probably want the square for the pony to guard the pawn, but after you play f3 you lose the square, so now knight can never move here because the pawn can never move, so you just take away the oxygen from the horse. So that's why chess is very, very difficult. That being said, of course, these are top rated chess players, so they do spot moves. Rook d8 played, stack on the line here with the stack is on the board here. Let me see, this cam is good, so we're all good with the cams. And now you're gonna have to move the bishop, or otherwise you lose the pawn potentially. Probably bishop c2 to go bishop a4 after queen g5, hitting the pawn on e5. I think the black should be doing quite well. Godly chess analysis, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it so much. So once again, a big shout out to everybody who's watching here on this fine Thursday. It's Thursday morning, I think, here in the United States. Big shout out to everybody who's watching, covering the World Chairs or World Chess Championship. They keep flipping off the cams. I'm so annoyed. Or no, they moved it down, I guess, so I have to keep doing this. So annoying. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Wrong thing. Shift or alt, not that. Okay, so they keep shifting the cameras around, but we will of course pull the cams up. That's good. Really just do this. As soon as I show it, they move the cam positioning. Trying to make my life impossible. There we go. All right, that should be good. There we go. All right. So yeah, so covering this World Chess Championship that's happening in Astana, a city in Kazakhstan, greatest country in the world. Oh, what's the move? Did we get bishop c2? We didn't get it. What is this angle? Yeah, there's bishop c2, there's bishop f3. You have to guard the pawn probably, because if black wins the pawn, it's game over. They're stream sniping. I know, totally stream sniping. So annoying, but it is what it is. So all right, once again, big shout out to Trainwrecks for the raid earlier. Appreciate it, man. Hope all is well in Vancouver. Hope everything's going good. Yeah, why is the angle so bad? I don't know, you guys. I don't know. It's chess. I mean, it's not on me. It's not on me. Big train dub as always. Yeah, so big shout out to Trainwrecks once again. Thank you so much, my man. All right, so as I was saying, we're covering the World Chess Championship here. Currently the score is a score of 2.5, 1.5. I'll pull up the Wikipedia article just so you guys can see the actual table on Wikipedia, just so that it's straightforward. There we go. They should show the scores. Where's the table of the score? They don't actually show it on Wikipedia. Whatever, I'll pull it up for 1 second just so you guys can see it. So in this article, let me change the scene. Of course, you'll see the score. You have the score is 2-1 right now after 3 games. Game 1 draw, game 2 Nepomniachtchi beat Ding Liren, game 3 also a draw. So there we go. All right, they have it on top right, doesn't look like it, but let's get back to chess. So yeah, this is what we have, of course, and score is currently 2-1, and we're playing game number 4 right now. Game number 1 right now, or game number 4 I should say. So yeah, it's looking it's one thing about chess also is very tough when you watch these longer games of chess, is that it's like I was about to say it's like a certain activity that you can do where there's this big buildup. Like they have all this time, they've got this timer. They start with 2 hours. The timer starts going down. Like the timer starts going down. The timer starts going down, and you have this big buildup to a critical moment, and then like all the action happens, but there's this big buildup until that moment. So it's like it feels very slow, and then at a certain point it just slows down. So Hikaru, what am I reading these days? I started reading this book called Spare yesterday, written, I mean, it was ghostwritten, of course, but it was written by Prince Harold from the United Kingdom. So that's what I was reading. That is how time works. It keeps tick-tocking down all the way. Of course, that is actually true. Very, very true. So we're covering this. We also are playing in an Olympic qualifier. So in about 30 minutes, there's going to be this chess Olympic qualifier for the esports Olympics or whatever. So I'm going to be playing that as well. So pretty hype day. And that's what we're doing. It's actually Henry. Yeah, it's Henry, technically. True. So we're going to try to qualify for the online Olympics, whatever that means. Don't ask me what that means, but yeah, there's some chess event. It's called the 3-2 Olympic Esports Series Trial 1. Don't ask me what it means, but that's what it's called. So we're going to be doing that. Chess is just sex. No wonder I'm so good at chess. Okay, dude. Okay. Take a deep breath, dude. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Anyway, all right. So waiting for a move here from Ding Liren. Probably he's going to move the bishop back and then try to go here and target the tower, because the towers are targeting the pawn. It doesn't feel like a world chess championship without Magnus Carlsen. Yeah, I mean, Magnus Carlsen, the world champion, is not playing in this match. He is the world champion, highest ranked player in the world. Again, since there are a lot of people here who probably aren't super familiar with chess, I will show you guys the world rankings just very briefly here. You'll see if you look at these world rankings, these are the rankings in the slow chess. Let me turn off the cams again. The number 1 ranked player right here, number 1, is Magnus Carlsen, the current world champion from Norway. Ranking is 2,853. So he's the highest ranking player. Next closest is the player, one of the players in this match, Jan Nepomniachtchi, 2,799. Now, when you do the math, this is a 53-point differential between the number 1 and the number 2 ranked player. Now, in the game of chess, that is huge, because when you look at the rest of the rankings, third place, you'll see Alireza Firouzja, 2785, Ding Liren, 2783, Hikaru Nakamura, the person who's streaming right now, at 2775. But you'll see that the rating gaps here are pretty small. It's like 10 points, which generally in a chess game, if you win a game, you gain 5 points. If you lose a game, you lose 5 points, which is why you see plus 4.7 and minus 4.7 for the players in the match. So when it's a 5-point differential, you're literally talking about a 2 to 3 game differential between most of the players for the next like 20 players ish on this list. But Magnus Carlsen, however, he's 54 points ahead, which is like, that's at least 10 games differential that's separating Nepomniachtchi from him. So a lot of players don't feel like this is an actual world championship for that exact reason. It's a big tragedy that the world champion is not playing. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, and that's why we have a match between the number 2 and the number 4 ranked player in the world playing right now. So that's what we have. That's the gist of everything in terms of what's going on. So, all right, back to the game. Here we go. In this position, still waiting for a move. Do we have the cams again? Are they back? Oh, they are showing the cams, but again, they're sniping. They moved the cams down. So let me pull down so we can get the cams. Here we go. Yeah, Ding Liren is very deep in the tank at the moment. He has not he's not made a move in quite a while, I feel like. So let's see what he's going to do here. There we go. All right. What about bishop to f3? This is a move because it guards the pawn twice with the queen and the rook, so you can't capture back. Olympic series for non-title players, no. Apparently grandmasters can play in it, so it actually is for everybody. It's for everybody. So no, it's very, very good, you guys. Very, very good. All right, so Bishop f3 played, we can get bishop takes, or bishop f3 not played, sorry, but after bishop to f3 we can trade the bishops and keep it going. Again, players get no extra time, so right now they've made 21 moves. They have to get to move number 40. At move number 40 they get one more hour, so they need to make 19 moves in the next 48 minutes or so. It's still about 2 minutes per move, but the time is ticking down. They get no extra time, and if you run out of time you lose the game. So it's getting pretty spicy here, getting very, very spicy. We'll see. Ding Loren is he's still thinking here. He doesn't look very happy. He doesn't look very unhappy either. It kind of looks somewhere in between. Bobby Fischer would have clapped these kids with the same knowledge or meta. Probably true. Probably. You can do it, Ding. Maybe not, but very, 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 very tricky situation here for both players. The field looks pretty scary for a mere 1200 like me. Yeah, it's kind of scary because of these pawns, but if black can just keep surviving, especially black will end up being better because he has extra material. +1 is +1. Math just didn't suddenly change overnight. That's just how it goes. So again, we're at this critical moment. The players are trying to figure their way through this minefield and get to move number 40. We're probably going to start playing the online qualifier for the 3-2 Olympic Esports Series Trial 1. Brought to you by who? Sorry, what is the information? I can't see it. I'll pull it up later. But yeah, reveal the attack with the rook and the bishop. Yeah. At any rate, this position is very it's very kind of like stable, choppy, but we're gonna get action in the next couple moves. Am I good at math? No, you guys. Fun fact, chess players are not always great at math. They're not actually geniuses like everyone thinks they are. So for me, the way that I approach all these things is like, I know what I'm good at, which is making moves, but try and do math or try and do any of these subjects, that ain't me. I leave that to the pros. I leave that to the actual geniuses. Calculus, I did some basic calc, but no, I mean, no, just no. I'm not a calc guy. I never was a math guy. I was always like, I liked like language. I love languages, history, like those sorts of things. I've always been a big like ancient history buff. I've loved languages over the years as well. They sniped me again, did they? They did snipe me again, didn't they? This is becoming annoying. They keep sniping me. How rude. How rude. How rude of them. Okay, how very, very rude. Okay, there we go. Actually, it's a little bit too big, so I need to make it a little bit smaller. There we go. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so as I was saying, at any rate, I've been a history guy, history language guy. That's what I do. Just make a second scene. Well, they keep moving it all over the place. That's the problem. So yeah, I could have two scenes. I could actually create a duplicate, right? If they move it, I could just create a duplicate. I'm too lazy to create it, but I could. You're right. I could create the duplicate. I could create the duplicate for the 3 different scenes they have. Maybe I will do that later, just so it stops being so annoying for you guys, the viewers. But as I was saying, I love languages, history. Not a math guy, so like you don't have to be some math whiz to be great at chess. You don't have to be some like huge wizard. 6K viewers. Yeah, big shout out to Trainwrecks for the raid earlier. Thank you so much, my man. We are of course covering this chess world championship right now. Do I think Ding is running out of ideas? The problem is we're not computers. Computers are so good that they can see like ideas like 10-15 moves down the road. Like they'll be able to understand that with this pawn structure something's gonna happen, like this knight is never coming back into the game, or like you can push a pawn down the road. But because we're not 3500 and we aren't like prophets, generally we can't see his ideas. So when we're humans, we try to look for straightforward plans. So it's like you look to push, you look for ideas that make sense, because we're logical beings. You know, humans are very logical, and so we need a plan. You need to have like, I'll give you an idea. So like a computer, for example, this is not a good move, but just an example. A computer here might play a move like bishop to b1. And the reason it's going to play bishop b1 is because it's going to realize that like 10 moves down the road, I'll just set up some position. It's going to realize like 10 moves down the road that you're going to be able to put the bishop on a2 and like open up this diagonal and win the game. So it's like you feel like there are these ideas that are so dank that like as humans we can't conceptualize. It's like seeing into the future in time, but a computer will see it. So it's like, for me, for example, like this is a bad example because it doesn't quite work, but I would never in a million years put a bishop here knowing that there's some idea like a3 and bishop a2. To me as a human, it's like I'm gonna go here because I have an obvious square to go to, obvious diagonal. There has to be logic behind my moves, but computers can play stupid moves with no logic, and then 30 moves down the road it makes perfect sense why they played that move. And to me, I mean, that's one of the things that makes chess so fascinating, is for as long as it's been a game and as much as we as humans know about the game, there are all these like really deep conceptual ideas that, like, it's almost like a time warp or something. It's almost like the computer can see into the future in a way that we can't, and it's just very, very bizarre. Very bizarre. It's one of those things that just never will make sense to me. Many times that's the case, and that's just how it goes. How do you improve chess calculation? By doing what we call chess puzzles or tactics, where you do like straightforward sequences of forcing moves. Like you see this position, can you take? The more sequences and puzzles you do, the better your pattern recognition becomes. As your pattern recognition improves, then you start to see it much more in actual competition when it occurs. So yeah. What languages do I speak? I speak American, of course. I speak some Spanish. I speak a fair amount of Italian, although I'd never use my Italian anymore. So I don't really speak Italian that much, but Italian, Spanish, and a smattering of French and Japanese. Am I making a recap? Maybe. Depends on how long this game goes. It depends on what the result is. It depends on how long the Olympic chess qualifier goes, and so forth. If you weren't a chess pro, sure, what you have pursued? It depends where I was in life. There are moments in life where I will tell you what I would have done. I would have had some very cheap sunglasses, a very cheap suit, and I would have been out there selling cars or doing things like that, like some kind of really sleazy salesman. I mean, at some point in my life that would have been my career path, but luckily that it didn't turn out like that. So yeah, I would have had like the really cheesy big sunglass. I would have like the really cheap sleazy like brown, like the beige or brown suit, and I'd be like trying to sell you like the used cars. No wonder you're on Kick. Good one, dude. Good one. Why am I wearing a dad shirt on Kick? It's what I woke up and threw on. I wasn't thinking about it, but do I know any Turkish? I mean, I know some words, but again, like I think with this is Kick, we're not all fans of Hassan, unlike on Twitch. So yeah, I'm not going to speak any Turkish today. So waiting for a move here again. As we said, this is the build up to the climax. We've got this big build up to the climax here. We're waiting for it. At some point, because due to the time situation, as the players get low, we'll get that. This is one of my issues though with slow chess here that you're seeing, is that like players have all this time to think, but at the end of the day it comes down to a situation where players are like 10 or 15 minutes in the critical moment. So if that's the case, why do we have to have this we have to have this 3-hour tease and then we get all the action? Like, that's not how the real life works. So why should chess be like that? So I kind of do like rapid format, where you get like 30 minutes for the whole game, because again, it's like it's a more realistic build up to all the action. It's not 3 hours or 4 hours of teasing and then something happens, and in some cases not even 3 or 4 hours of teasing. Sometimes it's much more than that. So yeah, that's how I look at it. I think that chess should be quicker. They're on move number 21, so move number 22 here, so they have to make 19 moves in 40 minutes. But again, if that's the case, why don't they just start the game with 30 minutes or 45 minutes to begin with? You can think for 5-10 minutes at the critical moments. People don't get bored because the game is sitting around for too long. There's just no good reason not to have it like that, in my opinion, at least. That's just my personal opinion, of course, but I do think it is true. Too much foreplay could backfire, as every man knows. Yeah, let's not go there right now, but yes, that is true. Yeah, it's like too much foreplay, and yeah. Okay, we finally get a move. We got bishop to f3 played here. Okay, important move. Now apparently the computer thinks knight b7 is a move or queen g5 is a move, but we will see. I think chess should be quicker. I think for the fans, the quicker, not like super quick, but I think if you have 30 minutes for the entire game, I think it's great. If you have 30 minutes for the entire game, the game can go 1 hour. As a viewer, if I'm thinking about this as a viewer conceptually, even if I understand only the basics about chess, if I want to watch chess, I'll gladly watch chess for an hour. But am I going to watch chess for like hours on end? Like, and actually, I say this now as like a serious player, I will never watch 7 hours of chess. Even though I love the game, I've played it professionally, I will never watch 7 hours of chess. Frankly, I won't watch 4 hours of chess. If a game can go like 1 hour, I will watch the whole game for sure. I will watch the game easily. But I do think that's one of the issues for sure. Whoa. This dude is moving like a lunatic. My gosh, Nepo plays knight b7 instantly. This guy is amazing. He doesn't even think. He plays it right away. Nepo is playing very, very good chess right now. He's made a couple of really good moves. Rook e7, rook e8 were good. Knight b7 is another excellent move, played after a very, very short think. I'm starting to feel a little bit concerned for Ding here. I'm going to be honest. Like, the time is ticking down. I feel like the knight's getting back in the game. maybe c6 somewhere. I mean, I think it's still okay for white after takes knight f3, but this is after queen f5. Oh, we could get a draw here. Oh no, we could get a repetition maybe. Oh, I hope we don't get a repetition. That would be a little bit disappointing. We could get a repetition at some point here for sure. Yeah, 40 minutes for 18 moves should be fine, but the problem here is that if black can just bring the knight into the game with knight here, you can't take because you lose the tower on the e1 square. If you lose the tower, it's tricky. And if the knight gets to jump, like say you get this knight to f5, suddenly the knight is very active here, and this knight is really, really good. So it's a very tricky situation here. As the time keeps ticking down, more pressure keeps building. I hope we don't get a draw. That'd be very disappointing, but that would mean that we actually can just simply play our we can simply play our classic Olympic qualifier. So yeah, this is very critical, very, very critical here. Critical moments for sure for both players. Do I think that either side will win by 3? No, I don't think they will. So yeah, we're waiting to see what the moves are going to be. I'm actually out of water, so I think I'm gonna get some more water, and I'll be back in 1 second, literally 1 second. All right, what happened? Did we get more moves, you guys? I root for Jan. He's so good. Yeah, this is a very critical moment in the game. Also, for people who are wondering about this match, who are new to chess, this match has a big prize fund. The winner of this match gets 1.2 million sandals. The loser gets $800,000. There's a lot of money on the line. They're playing for $400,000 here, so it's a very, very big match. Very, very big match. Any chance you and Magnus would ever play heads up poker? Very, very unlikely. Very unlikely. I don't really enjoy poker that much anymore. Less time remaining. Oh, we get rookie 2. I mean, you could take it. Maybe, I guess knight d6 here might lose. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Actually, I'm wondering if black can play some knight d6 somewhere in here. I don't know. Maybe. I root for Jan, but I love the English, so I'm going for ding this game. Yeah, I mean, it's still a tricky position. Either side can win this game. Again, time is ticking down, but it's good that Ding played rookie too fast. Very, very important move that he played this quickly. What time is the qualifier? So the online qualifier for the 3+2 esports Olympics starts in about it starts in 16 minutes. I pulled water out from my inventory. Exactly, totally. f6 is also a move here. I don't know if this is good or bad. White gets a chain, but you get a blockade on the dark squares. This is very, very tricky. I don't know what's going on here, so we'll see. Yeah, we'll see if f6 is going to be played or not played. I think I don't think he's going to play it. I think he's going to play something like takes and knight d6, although takes knight d6 queen d3 stops the knight from jumping to the center of the board. So it's still very far to go. Very, very far. Why is it not 1.3 million for the winner and 7k for the loser? Because I assume it's just some 60-40 split or something. I don't know. I actually don't know. It's probably like 60-40. The online chess Olympics is it's 3+2. I don't know what it is. I'll check it out later. Not sure, but it's just how it goes. So okay, Nepo really leaning into the board, trying to get across the board and see exactly what's going on here. He's leaning in. The opening was an English opening. So he's deep in the tank. Both players finally sitting at the board, by the way. Very important. They're both sitting in the boards. Yeah. What country are these two guys from? The player whose face you can see, he's from Russia, Jan Nepomniachtchi. The other player is Ding Laurent from China. So those are the two players who are playing this match. I don't know. He wants the king point of view just by leaning over the board, leaning over. Yeah. Can I show you guys the field? I will when we start the event. I don't know who's playing. Chess Panda is playing from China, so yeah, whatever. Nepo taking this way too seriously. It's just a world championship. Calm down. Why would you calm down when you don't need to calm down? There's no reason to calm down. You just keep chilling, keep chilling, keep playing. I wish the chess website showed you how much time each player is left. It does. You can see it. You see it on the left hand side here. The player who's thinking, Jan Nepomniachtchi, is 36 minutes 30 seconds. Ding Laurent with the white piece is 38 minutes and 1 second. He plays. Oh wow. He goes f6. So now it's going to get very imbalanced after f6 e6. This is going to get very, very imbalanced here. I don't know what's happening. This is going to get really, really sharp, because now white gets to connect through with protect the pass pawn, but you get a blockade. As we know, blockades are very important in war and in chess. Like if you can blockade the ports, good things generally. It's very good strategically. So all right, bishop takes h5 is a move here. Knight e4 is a move as well. Ding is chilling. I don't know. I wouldn't want to be either side here. I'm gonna be honest. I wouldn't want to play this with either side. I would not want to play this with either side. Like, because after e6 knight d6, now the knight is jumping to d4. I mean, black can always play c6 to chip your structure. So say you get this, for example. After c6, I'm gonna break your chain. And it's, I don't know. I don't like this for either side. That's the simple, honest answer. I don't like this for either side. So happy for you to see 6K spectators. Yeah, it's very, very good. We're having a great morning here covering chess. We're playing an Olympic qualifier. Olympics or Olympics. I don't know if anybody can play in the Olympics, not sure, but yeah, we're having a good day, you guys. Again, as I said many times, I think that at the end of the day, what it comes down to is getting people to is like, people, once they realize that after you get past all the negative media, it's very similar to Twitch. It's not all bad. That yeah, it's fun, it's good, it's enjoyable. Okay, you think someone's gonna lose? Yeah, so I'm gonna tell you guys that now. I think in this position, it's very unlikely that this is gonna be a draw. Very unlikely this game will be a draw. Nothing in this position suggests a draw, because what we have here is we have a position where they're imbalances. First of all, black is up a pawn, white has a connected chain. There's no way to trade off all the pieces. Pawn structure is completely different here for both sides. There's almost no chance it's gonna be a draw. I would say that if this game is a draw, I would be shocked. Computer would draw this, of course, because computers are computers. They're insane. But I would be shocked. I would be completely shocked if this is a draw. Yeah, you all about be streaming on all platforms. Why not? Why not, you guys? No good reason not to. So yeah, Olympics final will be held in Singapore, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I'm playing against this content. I don't even know if we'll actually play the end one. But yeah, 500 gifted subs as they draw. No, but I think actually if this is a draw, I'll give to 100 subs. I'll give to 100 subs, because I mean, I really don't know how this is going to end up in a draw. I mean, I guess they could get to move 40. They could get to move 40 and offer a draw. Withdrawing from the finals, yeah, I could just pull the classic Magnus Carlsen, right? I mean, they could get to move 40 and somebody could offer a draw, but I don't think that's happening. I think this game is going to be a very messy time scramble. Both players are going to get down to like 10-15 minutes. We're going to see some big action. Yeah, we're going to see some big action. I think e6 is the only move here. I think Ding is thinking, see, well, okay, he just plays it. I think we're gonna get knight d6 here, most likely. Knight d6, maybe bishop g6. We'll see. Yeah, I think knight d6 is a reasonable move here to go knight f5. Like, you jump with the pony. Very hard to play, though. Very hard to play for both players. Yeah. So we'll see what we're gonna get. Yeah, this seems aggressive by Ding. Well, it's the only move to not lose. So yeah, I'll tell you what's going to happen. We're in the stage. We're in the late stage of the excitement. Everybody's kind of getting ready, kind of getting in the mood. And then probably in like 15-20 minutes, it's we're going to get there. So that's the stage we're at the moment. So yeah, the mood. Yeah, we're kind of getting in the mood. How long do I think this lasts? This game's gonna go at least another hour plus. I mean, unless there's a blunder, because I said before, both players are gonna get down to like 10 or 15 minutes here, and then everything is gonna get crazy. What's up the analogy? Because it's probably the best analogy, if I'm being honest. I mean, I'm not trying to be silly, but it's the best analogy, because it's like there's this big buildup. I mean, you have this big build up to the critical moment. Like, it's not me trying to be weird. I'm just saying it's just yeah, an hour plus. Well, players have 34 minutes and 35 minutes respectively. So I mean we'll see it. Wow, he moves instantly. So I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to give you guys my general thoughts. I think at this point, Nepo is feeling really confident. He's playing all these moves really fast. He's trying to put a lot of pressure on the clock here on Ding. He's trying to move fast, put pressure on Ding, and Ding is going to have to react. I mean, I think Nepo is thinking that he's better, by the way, just to be clear. I think Ding thinks he's better, or not Ding, sorry, Nepo thinks he's better. I do think it's very clear that based on time usage, he thinks he's better. Where can we see the move number? I can show you the move number. It's move number 24. Nothing wrong with a4. A4 is good. It stops b5, but still, even if you get this structure, how do you prove anything? It's like, I don't know what you're supposed to do. I think Nepo is overestimating a little bit. I think he thinks that he's just better here, and he's trying to move fast, trying to put pressure on the clock, thinking that Ding will crack. That's my guess. That's my best guess here in terms of what I think is going to happen, but we'll see. So we have 9 minutes until our tournament starts, the Olympic qualifier. I will obviously leave this up. We'll basically between rounds we'll probably be showing it. Where can we see the move number? We can see the move number. If I was showing it, you could see it, but I'll tell you what move number we're on. We're on move number 24. This is if both sides have played 24 moves. White's 25th move is coming up here in a second. So we get rook a e1 here, played quickly by Ding, by the way. So yeah, both players trying to move. I'll tell you what's also going on. Both players trying to move quickly and avoid getting low on time. That's the other thing. Yeah, both sides are trying to avoid getting low on time here. So they're both moving pretty fast. So, all right. I should be registered for the event. I am registered. So, all right. What's my opinion on Rick and Morty? Is there anything? What is there something that I missed about it? Okay, knight f5 played fast by Nepo. By the way, Nepo is now. This is a blunder apparently. Wait, what? Bishop g4 is apparently really good for white, or not? I mean, okay, computer wants to sack. Wow, and use the pawns here. It's crazy. Yeah, this is all pretty insane. I don't know. This is all completely insane. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, this is pretty wild. Yeah, good luck spotting it. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me at all. So, all right, how do you view the games like this? I mean, I think both players are going pretty wacky and wild here. So yeah. Let's see. Are we gonna get a move? Knight f5 play pretty quickly. Let's see. I would not find this was. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty crazy. The way that both players are moving here is insane. Nepo can move the knight back to d6, no risk. Yeah, but you lose time. Maybe it's not. I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe you just go back and wait. But I mean, it's very clear to me that what Nepo is doing is Nepo is trying to move fast and put pressure. He's trying to put the pressure on him. Sessa works now. Sessa is a supercomputer. SESSE. Yeah, actually it's up. You're right. It says 0.0, or it says bishop h5 and rook e4 is apparently better for white because you win the pawn at f4. Oh, there's still queen h6. Yeah, it's hard to judge. Hard to judge. But we have a move, right? We do have a move. We have bishop takes h5, right? Bishop takes h5 on the board. Queen takes h5 will be played in a second. Yeah, now Sess is working, but yeah, very hard to judge. All right, so we have our qualifier, which is going to be starting in a second. So I'm actually going to change this all around.